TGL HD2 Baton Rouge. This hour brought to you by Spencer Callahan Injury Lawyers. LA 21 12681. Offices in Baton Rouge.
Good morning, everybody. It is 7 a.m. on Thursday, July 13th. Today in Baton Rouge, expect sunny skies with a high of 97. Coming up on OTB, Ronnie Rance joins the show at 7:30 to talk baseball. We also talk to the Cajun Cannon, Bobby Hebert at 8:30, plus college football talk with Josh Pate at 9 a.m., and a new edition of Munchies with Chef Michael Johnson in the third hour. You can follow today's show on Twitter, Instagram, and TikTok at OTB_ESPN. Or catch us on YouTube at the 104.5 ESPN channel and subscribe for daily content. Hour number 1 of Off the Bench, live from the Mercedes-Benz of Baton Rouge studio, starts now.
Let we go!
All-Star Toyota presents Off the Bench with Jacob Hester and T-Bob Hebert.
Yeah!
Off the Bench with Hester and T-Bob.
Hey, P, they said I gotta come off the bench.
All-Star Toyota presents Off the Bench with Hester and T-Bob. Yo, yo, yo.
Yo, what's happening, everyone? Welcome in OTB. Thursday, July 13th, 2023. T-Bob, Jake, Mario, and Taylor hanging out with you today. One day closer to Nashville. We got giveaways going down. And if you listen to Off the Bench normally, we don't normally do a lot of guests. We actually have more guests than per usual for this show. But, I think it's going to be a great one. Okay, we're going to talk to Ronnie Rance. I got some exciting stuff going on the Roo games. But then we got our guy Cajun Cannon coming on at 8:30. Talk a little Saints. Ask him about that new show Quarterback as well, which we'll discuss. We got Josh Pate, late kick Josh, a guy who has cobbled together out of, just by himself, his own college football empire, dominates college football on YouTube, podcasts, everything else. Very excited to talk to Josh. And then we got Munchies at 9:15 with Chef Michael Johnson. So going to be a very fun show today. Tell your friends about it, youtube.com/1045 ESPN if you want to come hang out in like the Bayou Ford YouTube chat and everything else. What's going on, boys? How we feeling today? Everybody feeling good? Feel good? I mean, Thursday, weekend is here, huh?
Dude, we are rolling this week. This week's going by quick, right?
Okay, there we go. That's what I like to hear.
Yeah, man, good week so far for sure.
Okay,
Pumped for the weekend, one weekend closer to football.
That's right. That's right. Every day, one day closer.
Anytime
media
media days, that is how time works. Anytime media days, get started, get cranked up, and you start to see talking season start, I think it's like, okay, it's football season.
That's right.
You know what I'm saying?
We talked about it on Scone Tea last night. This is the foreplay.
What's that?
No. I was going to say award-winning, but I don't think I've ever won an award.
I was trying to throw you like, hey, get a quick plug.
I was going to say the award-winning podcast featured at Oliver Twist every Wednesday. But just take out award-winning. It is at Oliver Twist. Actually, last time was pretty cool. Met a young cat. Austin's been a long time fan of the show. And then, oh my gosh, why am I blanking on his name? Nick. Very Louisiana last name. I believe it was Nick. But Cat. He's a history teacher in California. Been living out there.
Very Louisiana last name.
Well, he's from here. He's from here.
Boudreaux.
It's something like yes.
Dugas.
Yeah, no. It was something in the Boudreaux family. It was something in the
Boudreaux family. Boudreaux adjacent.
Whatever. The point is, it was a fun night at Oliver Twist last night. This cat, he's been living in Cali for 20 plus years, from here originally, and he loves OTB and everything is a way to kind of stay in touch. So whatever, I guess the point of all that is come out to Oliver Twist Wednesday night if you want to get some drinks and have some fun and just chop it up a little bit. So I was doing that last night, but it seemed like a lot of the sports world was watching the ESPYs last night. And I got to say, man, the LSU zeitgeist continues. It is kind of insane what's going on right now. Livy Dunn was all over the place. I mean, she's a pop culture superstar right now. Women's basketball, of course, and I mean the zeitgeist. I'm not just talking about last night. I'm talking about like everything going on right now, right?
Yeah.
Now, women's basketball being heavily featured last night, nominated for best team, didn't win, but nominated. Angel Reese winning breakthrough athlete of the year, beating Brock Purdy, Caitlin Clark, the AL rookie of the year, and Julio Rodriguez. You of course have baseball winning the Natty. You have the first and second overall picks in the MLB draft. You have a quarterback who's the second highest Heisman odds in the entire country. It is just insane how hot the LSU brand is right now. And it's like we talked about with, well, how about this? Play the Angel. Do you have the Angel Reese sound ready? I saw you had the Livy one loaded up, which is good as well. But I want to play Angel Reese's speech because it is in keeping with kind of what Jay Johnson's been doing on like the MLB Draft Network and everywhere he's allowed to go, which is just to say like, why wouldn't you, if you wanted to transfer, make your dreams come true, why would you not come to LSU? Did you watch any of the ESPYs last night, Jake?
I did not. Of course, we had sporting activities in the Hester household, but I have seen all of the clips on Twitter.
Classic. It's so here is Angel Reese after winning Breakthrough Athlete of the Year.
And I just want to thank LSU, my family, my teammates, my coaches, Kim Mulkey, everybody that helped me. I mean, last year I transferred from University of Maryland and came to LSU, and I just joined the family. So I just want to say thank you, and another Natty is coming, period.
An excellent, so a lot to break down there, right? Promising another national championship, getting in a little can't see me there. Shout out John Cena. But for the purposes of this conversation, listen to how many times she mentions LSU there, right? And how much transferring from Maryland changed her life. And then you combine that with Paul Skeens, who transfers in from Air Force and becomes the first overall pick when pitchers aren't supposed to get taken first overall. And you combine it with where we're going to see Tommy Tankson up and now Haley Van Lith joining. She looked, she was there last night as well.
A transfer quarterback that Arizona State almost acted like they didn't want, now has the second best Heisman odds.
Yeah, exactly, right? So really showing if you want to shine. I mean, this is the New York Post headline today. Olivia Dunn hypes up Angel Reese, fellow LSU athletes at the 2023 ESPY Awards. And then there's an entire article on the New York Post just about how LSU-centric the entire night was. I mean, here was Livy Dunn. How comfortable is this girl in front of the camera? She's 20 years old. Award show humor is hard to deliver and hard to pull off. And here's Livy in a room full of superstars.
Hi, I'm Livy Dunn. A lot of people ask me what it's like being at the ESPYs, surrounded by elite athletes, literal champions, and the people at the very top of their sport. Honestly, it's just like a normal day at LSU. Right, guys? Yeah. Coming up, we've got DeMar Hamlin, LeBron James, and the award for Best Athlete Men's Sports. Stick around, like I stick a landing.
Excellent mic work there by Livy. Looked comfortable, looked great, but again, Jake, just more incredible advertising for LSU.
It truly is. And like the other teams and the other programs probably hate LSU right now, which if they hate you, you're doing it right.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? Doing everybody's probably like, oh God, another LSU, because it's not only football. Like plenty of places can be like, yeah, it's our football program. When it covers this many sports and this many stars, this many different stars from different places, that's what's kind of an unseen before.
Yeah, that's true.
You know what I mean? It's in that clip alone, like gymnastics, women's basketball. You mentioned Jay on the MLB Network on the broadcast there and what they did in the MLB draft as far as players, and certainly football is always going to play into it as well. That's the thing that's a little bit different about this run that LSU is on.
Yeah, it's not just Joe Burrow and the football team rolling over everyone in a sport that we're used to seeing LSU dominate on. That's why I called it a zeitgeist. I don't know the exact definition of zeitgeist, but I know it's like basically when some sort of almost cultural movement is taking place and you can't exactly understand why or how, but everything's kind of lining up, and that's what's going on at LSU right now. And it is really, we've been doing this job, I guess I've been doing this job 10 years now, come October. And I have never seen anything like this, which makes sense because we're in an unprecedented era, right? Because of this is the name, image, and likeness future. These are some of the, I don't want to use the word consequences because that has a negative connotation. These are just some of the results of when suddenly these cats are allowed to become superstars and allowed to be paid and advertise and have brands. And it's just kind of fascinating to sit back and watch it all. And if you're an LSU coach in nearly any sport, you should be incredibly excited because all of this, again, zeitgeist, right? Even without you doing anything, there's a level of recruiting going on just kind of simmering underneath the surface.
And when you look at the NIL valuation on On3, LSU has number 2 and number 5 and number 22, all from women's athletics.
Who's 22? Van Lith?
Flage.
Oh, Flage's down to 12.
Yeah,
okay,
and
wow.
I think
so is Van Lith 5?
Van Lith, let's see where she comes in. No,
she used to be.
Angel Reese.
Top 10, I thought. Okay, Angel Reese 5. That makes sense. Livy 2.
Yeah, Livy's 2.
Of course,
because
Bronny is now 1.
And Arch Manning's number 3. So just think about that right now. So I bring it up because they are really. When I talk to different people on off campus that cover women's athletics, they get on there and they're like, man, LSU just doing more. They're doing more. I said, oh, when you drive around town, you see NIL billboards. It's all athletes. It's female athletes. It's not just. And now this doesn't cover baseball. I'd love to see where baseball players maybe fall into this in places like LSU. This is just football, men's and women's basketball, and gymnastics is also covered in here. But when you look at it, that's the thing that I think is impressive, and I kind of appreciate being a former LSU athlete. It is everybody. When you drive around town, it is multiple sports getting the NIL deals. It's not just football players getting the NIL. I mean, when you have number 2 and number 5, and number 2 is ahead of Arch Manning, ahead of Caleb Williams. Caleb Williams comes in at number 4. Angel Reese is ahead of Travis Hunter, Drake May, and Bo Nix.
Damn. I mean, it's and it's such a funny kind of rebuttal against some of the sky is falling logic from when NIL was coming about and who was going to benefit. And we've always talked about paying players and how are you going to pay the women? Well, it turns out you pay the women by allowing people to. That's how you get some of these other sports that are maybe a bit underappreciated to be able to make money. And then now, credit to someone like Livy Dunn, who again is 20 years old, has already built this empire, and now she is giving back directly with it. We touched on it the other day, but remember, she just started that new, I guess you call it a company initiative. I don't know exactly. I guess company where it's an NIL company that will seek to facilitate and create deals for other female athletes at LSU, right?
Yep.
So really doubling down and feeding into that perpetual success machine, which is already cranked up.
You got Malik Neighbors coming in at 54.
Oh, wow. Okay, shout out.
You got Jaden Daniels coming in at 78. You actually have Will Campbell coming in at 70.
Old John Deere himself.
You got Will Campbell, and then you got Haley Van Lith coming in at number 82. So LSU littered throughout the top 100 of NIL. And Will Campbell at 70. Work out, Will.
Tackle. Offensive lineman. 19 years old. Crazy, man. So shout out. And then look, you look at things like Jay Johnson, right? Jay Johnson's trying to convince Cam Johnson to come to Baton Rouge. Jake Brown, which by the way, both those look like they will happen almost assuredly. And one of the reasons how is because we talked about it a bit on Tony T last night. Actually, I believe that Johnson's recruiting pitch, which was already very strong. Remember the day that he got the job and he had his opening press conference and he was speaking on how he believes the best path to the pros, both from a quality of life and ability to make it standpoint, is to come to college, come play in the SEC, and now that looks more true than ever. And so it allows a guy like Cam Johnson, if he has a high number, to stick to that number, and not be bullied by MLB teams saying, no, we don't want to pay you that. It allows all these players to do that and feel comfortable that they're not going to lose out on too much and that they're still going to be set up for success down the road. And so when you're deciding to skip out on millions of dollars and go to school where you will make money, but you don't know how much you're going to make, seeing this brand just flashed all over the big screen like the way it was last night has to be a bit validating or comforting as you prepare to take that risk.
So inside the chat, Brandon Phillips says, I've noticed a lot of younger people love LSU, but older folks hate LSU. That's what you want. You want the youth and the recruits and the people that are going to be the next future stars at your school to love you. And LSU is playing into some of that.
I guess what I've been trying to struggle with a little bit is like, is this just because we're so close to it that we're seeing it? But then that New York Post headline made me feel like no.
No, I mean,
we're definitely leaning into it more. Like, I don't think many shows are opening like this today, but it is different, right? Like, it is unique.
Yeah, no. I mean, all my co-hosts who live across the country, and I'm sure if you asked Aaron the same thing, it's like, okay, we get it, LSU.
Yeah.
I mean, because it has been ever. I was with Dusty Dvorak the other day. Hard Sock, same situation. He's like, every time I turn on my TV, it's something about LSU. Yeah. Okay, we get it.
Hell yeah, dude. I mean, now you got Wayne showing up at the pivot with LSU gear on. I mean, look at the LSU personalities. We'll explore that and break. LSU personalities dominating the sports media landscape. It's just, it's kind of insane.
I'll have to pull up what RC's tweet was last night, but obviously he was at the ESPYs, and he mentioned it kind of basically being a commercial for LSU as well. I mean, and obviously Ryan Clark is a part of that. I said the ESPYs were an LSU showcase. Feels like I'm in Baton Rouge. If you want to be stars, kids, come on down to Louisiana.
It's weird, man. It's weird. I guess I just find it hard to believe because, generally we're a state that kind of has trouble getting out of its own way. But it seems like, despite it all, the brand's just so hot right now. So hot right now. Shout out Tigers, man.
But now you have to take, so if you have this brand and you have this momentum and you have the hotness and you have all these things that we're talking about, well, what do you have to do to make sure that it has staying power? You got to win. And you got to win championships. And that's what they've done. And so that's what heightens all this up. Now, you can have the cool players, you can have the stars, you can have the influencers who have millions upon millions of followers. But if you don't actually combine it with success on the field, then it kind of fizzles out a little bit. It's been staying power because you had in March LSU women's basketball. Well, they took over your TV. Right now, all of women's basketball. I don't want to leave in like Iowa, South Carolina, Virginia Tech, LSU. They did all of that, and then LSU was able to finish it with a championship. Omaha, man, there's been years because we love college baseball. We talk about it here in Baton Rouge so often in SEC country. But this Omaha, you had the entire country. You get on Twitter, people that never talk about college baseball. We're talking about Paul Skeens and Dylan Cruz and LSU and other teams, but that was the main headliner. They were on the marquee. So, those things have to happen for it to stay a thing, become a trend, and not become just, something that was a blip and it was a 15 seconds of fame type deal. That's why the brand, and now, T, as you know this, we're going into the season. The football season with high expectations. And so if you get a victory in week 1 against Florida State, then it just continues to roll.
Similarly, if you lose, the haters, of which there are many, will be waiting and ready to pounce. You know what's funny? We didn't even mention Jim making gymnastics, overcoming insane injuries and making the Final Four in a year where they had no business making the Final Four. Congrats. All right, when we get back, let's talk a little New Orleans Saints. Have a little Derek Carr quarterback ranking. Then Ronnie Rand's coming up after that. Keep it locked right here on Off the Bench.
Off the Bench with Hester and T-Bob. ESPN Baton Rouge, New Orleans, Alexandria, and 1130 The Tiger.
Get Gordon and get it done. Get Gordon. I mean, if this isn't the perfect read to kind of dovetail with this conversation. I mean, the G team, one of the main drivers in the NIL space, right? The entire women's basketball team that was all honored at the ESPYs on the G team. Coach Mulkey on the G team, flying with Gordon on the PJ to Omaha, right? All your favorite football, baseball players. So Gordon getting done for your favorite athletes, but you're probably not a college athlete. So what you need is called 225-888-8888 when you need someone who's going to get it done for you in the courtroom.
You might be a college athlete.
You
We
might be
don't
a
know,
college
but if
athlete.
you're not, still, this applies
Just
to you.
playing the odds.
You are.
You're probably
you are.
not.
And it's not only 225 area code, anywhere in the state of Louisiana. No matter where you're at, your area code followed by the age. You can find more information as well on the website, getgordon.com. Also, social media at getgordon. Get Gordon and get it done.
In times of need, get a full list of phone numbers, websites, and other important emergency information on the Demco Stormwatch page at 1045ESPN.com.
There it is, the extra mile, on the border of expected and extraordinary for those willing to go further, like vans customized for work or play, with safety and tech to keep you connected, supported by a 5-star sales, service, and finance team, and backed by the 1-star you know. So go the extra mile. It's never crowded, because so few have what it takes to go there. Mercedes-Benz Vans.
Gulf Coast Bank and Trust is giving our customers the power to bank anywhere, anytime during this challenging event. And we're right there with you. Our mobile banking app is a smart way to manage your money and time. Gulf Coast Bank and Trust, the bank that cares about you.
Gulf Coast Office Products is a nationally recognized Savin office equipment dealer based right here in Louisiana. Over 100 employees strong, Gulf Coast has the boots on the ground to support all vertical markets from education, engineering, legal, and finance. With the latest in office technology from desktop to production segment units, Gulf Coast and Savin have the perfect fit for you. Call 225-756-2644. That's 756-2644 for Gulf Coast Office Products.
Oh, hey, what's up? It's Big D and Bubba, 100.7 The Tiger Morning Show. We'd love for you to join us every weekday, 4 a.m. till 9 a.m.
Yeah, everything you want in a show. Country music. We got laughs. We got celebrity in-studio guests. We just need you.
Join us every weekday morning, 4 a.m. to 9 a.m., right where it all started.
That's right. Louisiana's country station, 100.7 The Tiger.
I've been doing business with Luba for 25 years. They're dependable, trustworthy. It's just the attention to detail with our clients.
Our folks have years and years of experience. They're highly trained professionals, but many companies have that asset. What I'd like to think makes Luba a bit different is that we use those talents in a way that truly is dedicated to serving the needs of the folks who depend on us.
Hey there, little buddy. What's the matter?
What's the matter? My windows, siding, and my door. That's what's the matter.
Relief Windows can fix all that. I got you. Pop, pop. What's up?
Oh my gosh, look!
Curb appeal. That's a good-looking neighborhood. ReliefWindows.com.
Follow us on Twitter at 1045ESPN to cast your vote in the Citizens Bank and Trust poll of the day. Vote daily inside Off the Bench, live at lunch, Hunt Palmer. And after.
It's on. Join me for a Wednesday edition of the Hunt Palmer Show. Rougarani Rants is going to join us to talk Rougarou, and we'll react to the entirety of the Major League Baseball draft. Hunt Palmer Show, 1 to 3 weekdays, 1045 ESPN Baton Rouge.
Lazy yellow moon coming up tonight, shining through the trees. Crickets are singing and lightning bugs are floating on the breeze. Baby, get ready. Across the field where the creek turns back by the old stumble road, I'm gonna take you to a special place that nobody knows. Baby, get ready.
All-Star Toyota presents Off the Bench with Hester and T-Bob. ESPN Baton Rouge, New Orleans, Alexandria, and 1130 The Tiger.
Yo, what's up, y'all? Getting ready to head to Nashville. Getting in the mood. We continue to play all country probably so this week and next week. So get ready. In case you missed it, Coach O is not going to be the next coach at Northwestern. A report surfaced that he would have interest, but he had not been contacted. And Bruce Feldman reached out to him, others reached out to him, and nothing could be further from the truth. That man seems very done with coaching.
Very happy.
He is, and I told you, I talked to him on the phone a few weeks ago. Randomly, I sent him a text, and he called me up immediately. It was literally the happiest I've ever heard him. He is loving life. He's able to be a dad.
Yeah.
No financial worries. Able to kind of almost be like a consultant of sorts on his own schedule when it comes to football, which is always, because like these cats can never quite quit football, but he can still be like as involved as he wants to be in different spots, right? And now his sons are all coaching Division I college football, so he can go help them out, give them advice, go hang out there. He hangs out in Miami at the program a lot, where he spent time back in the day. It's just the man is living his best life, and you ever read what Chris Peterson talked about, why Chris Peterson ended up hanging it up, even though he was such an incredible coach? Remember, of course, dominant at Boise, went to the playoff at Washington. He was great.
Yeah.
And he said he saw a picture or a comic of a person riding in a bus with the windows drawn, right? And it's this beautiful scenery outside, but the person inside the bus has no idea because he's got the windows drawn. He's just in the bus. And he feels like that's what his entire life felt like being a head coach, is that it's so all-consuming. He was so singularly focused that the beauty of life was passing him by. And if you have the money from coaching, you can enjoy that beauty of life to the fullest extent. So it seems like Coach O as well has stepped off the bus and reached Valhalla, and that
I wonder what
pleases me.
I wonder what he'll do next, because Chris Peterson, he's in the media game. Like I've hosted a show with him. He's doing great, and I think he's with Fox.
Yeah, I think O's just gonna do what he's doing now, man.
Just living,
traveling around. I'm sure he gets paid for speaking engagements, if I had to guess. If he needs to actively make more money. So yeah, man, I think just LIVIN, man. Which good. That man started his coaching career over 40 years ago, sleeping on a cot in the Arkansas weight room. You can say that's well earned. I do love, though, one little tip in the story that nobody else is going to really care about. When he was called, like when the report broke and he was called by the Northwestern job, he was actually jogging on Northwestern State's campus. He was up there in Natchitoches. How about that? At the real Northwestern.
Yes.
Fork him. Also, there is something that would be deeply funny if he did take the job and all of a sudden he was the coach of Northwestern Chicago. It would definitely be very fun, but no, it's not.
Yeah, that doesn't seem like a place that he would want to go. If he had options to go be a coach.
How good of a job is that? I know that's not what we're supposed to talk about here, but like I wonder, man, because they got the new stadium coming.
We can talk about Derek Carr later.
Yeah, well, I mean, look, let's not act like the Northwestern. I'm not like too excited about the Northwestern conversation either, but yes.
I am. They've got $800 million, right? New stadium. Their facilities are incredible.
Yeah.
They've had those for a couple of years, but it's a job that has challenges built in. It has the academic standards, obviously. Like, you're getting the resources, but are you going to get the buy-in? Buildings are one thing, stadium upgrades are one thing. Are you going to get the total buy-in from your administration? That's another. A name that would make sense to me because he's been in a similar situation and had success would be David Shaw at Stanford. He's let go, had a lot of success there, academic standards, what's the buy-in really?
It makes sense, except that he had his own kind of Pat Fitzgerald on the field, his own kind of Pat Fitzgerald fall-off going on at Stanford, where he was great at Stanford. Like, when they were good, they were great.
It wasn't
like
just with Harbaugh's players. Like, he held that thing together for a while.
Yeah, but then he just lost it. So it's tough to...
Okay, but it's, again, like, to what that job is, like, you feel like Shaw's got NFL experience. He's got FCS, FBS experience. He's had a lot of success. I mean, again, like, you're either going to get somebody that is an up-and-coming guy, maybe his first job, or you're going to have to go find someone that has won at a place that is similar to your program.
Yeah, I'll be interested to see who ends up getting the Northwestern job. Weird timing, too. They're just going to roll with interims during the year, I'm guessing. And you might as well respect this process, see who becomes available, and then after the season,
it's
see what happens.
far too late.
Yeah.
far too late. KB was asking me that the other day, and I'm like, look, it's already going to be tough enough for those players that are still there, and your coach 3 weeks before you report to training camp is all of a sudden gone, and you're bringing in a coach that's only been there for a couple of months. They just brought this coach in, I believe, from North Dakota State, where he was like the coordinator of the year in the FCS to be the coordinator. Now he's elevated to head coach. There's a lot of moving parts to that. You can't bring somebody new in and just say, hey, here's your program. No. You got a couple of weeks to get ready.
Well, and, like, who's going to be available, right? Like, you don't know. Like, you want to wait till after the season and see, okay, is there, like, an up-and-comer who had another great year and now you feel good about it? Like, or does somebody get fired that you're interested in, a la David Shaw? So, randomly on Stanford football, I had no idea who Troy Taylor was. The other day. And
Sacramento State?
Yeah, I went into a Sacramento State Troy Taylor hole, and I'm like, okay, dude, Stanford might be okay. Maybe not this year, but I'm kind of a Troy Taylor believer over the next couple of years. I see where they hired him, but we're going to go down that road. Emil says, lots of people are going to want that Northwestern job. Desirable for career growth? Probably not. For like a good job? Without question, yes. Pat Fitzgerald, excluding 2020, had won just 7 games since 2019, and his seat wasn't even warm. I mean, I guess
he's
that
a
is
legend
true.
there too. Like
that's
he's a
true.
player on the Rose Bowl teams and all of that. And he had built up equity as far as like on the field wins and stuff. But yeah, he's not been good. And then won a game last year, and it was against a bad Nebraska team to open the season, week 0
in
I
Ireland.
believe.
Yeah,
Right? It was week 0. Wasn't it?
Yeah, it was the first game. I remember being we did like a little Friends weekend with about 1,000 freaking kids in Florida. Before football season started, I remember being at
I was
some
solo because I
restaurant.
remember just hammering on you.
Yeah, I remember being in some restaurant watching the game go down in Ireland. It was pretty cool. I was hoping we were going to get to Ireland.
Notre Dame Navy this year in Ireland, I believe.
Yeah, Notre Dame
that's
Navy,
right.
Yeah. So whatever. Look, I guess you're not going to have the job security that Pat Fitzgerald had there, but it is also going to be a lower expectation place. Like, it's not a place where you're going to be expected to dominate. If you can be solid, you can stay employed there for a long time. I think
You're gonna get a nice little check at the end of the year being in the Big Ten.
True. You will get paid.
But I mean, was it Mario? Was it you that sent Sonny Dykes' comments?
Yeah, talking about A&M.
Yeah, I'd like to come back.
Okay.
And talk about.
Oh, I didn't see these.
Yeah, I thought, and because it kind of comes into some of what I just mentioned about getting a check.
So this is what we're gonna do. We're supposed to have Ronnie on, but I never got confirmation this morning. So let's call Ronnie, and if he doesn't, then we'll talk about that. More OTB coming up next.
Off the bench with Hester and T-Bob. Our listeners fire off their opinions on the jimsfirearms.net hotline at 499-1045. Keep listening for your next chance to shoot us your thoughts with the jimsfirearms.net hotline on 1045 ESPN Baton Rouge.
When is a taco more than just a taco? When it's Government Taco. Voted best tacos 3 years in a row by 225 Magazine, Government Taco puts the most delicious spin on tacos the capital area has ever seen. With creative combinations like the Magna Carrot, the Filibuster, or the Steak of the Union. Plus perfect tortilla chips paired with the best salsa and queso you've ever had. And happy hour every day from 3 to 6 p.m. and all day on Thursday. Government Taco, 5621 Government Street.
Hello, Samantha, dear, I hope you're feeling fine. And it won't be long until I'm with you all the time. But until then, I spend my money up right down on my last dime. Call in Baton Rouge. I'm ready, what you put me on through. Gotta send my love down to
There it is, the extra mile, on the border of expected and extraordinary for those willing to go further, like vans customized for work or play, with safety and tech to keep you connected, supported by a 5-star sales, service, and finance team, and backed by the 1-star you know. So go the extra mile. It's never crowded, because so few have what it takes to go there. Mercedes-Benz Vans.
Dylan Cruz here to tell you about Six Rings Baseball and Softball Camp. If you live on the North Shore and play ball, go to Six Rings Camps with former LSU assistant coach Dan Canaveri. His knowledge is second to none, and your child will improve and have fun doing it. Camps were held at Coquille Park and Six Rings Academy in Covington with 4 sessions over the summer. Full day and morning only sessions are available from ages 7 to 13. Go to sixringsbaseball.com or call 985-206-9096. Learn the game to love the game.
Gulf Coast Office Products is a nationally recognized Savin office equipment dealer based right here in Louisiana. Over 100 employees strong, Gulf Coast has the boots on the ground to support all vertical markets from education, engineering, legal, and finance. With the latest in office technology from desktop to production segment units, Gulf Coast and Savin have the perfect fit for you. Call 225-756-2644. That's 756-2644 for Gulf Coast Office Products.
Gulf Coast Bank and Trust is giving our customers the power to bank anywhere, anytime during this challenging event. And we're right there with you. Our mobile banking app is a smart way to manage your money and time. Gulf Coast Bank and Trust, the bank that cares about you.
It'll pin you to your seat.
Your very plush seat.
The all-new, all-electric Nissan Ariya. E-Force cannot prevent collisions or provide enhanced traction in all conditions. E-Force and 389 horsepower available on Platinum Plus. Nissan calculation using 1-foot rollout testing with long-range battery and E-Force only in sport mode with E-Step off. These results are for comparison only and should not be attempted on public roads. Drive responsibly. See nissanusa.com for details.
You've heard about it. We've got it. Semaglutide. RejuveMeMedical.com.
1045 ESPN Baton Rouge. 1045 ESPN Baton Rouge.
It's Matt Moscona inviting you to join us for Thursday's AFR, presented by the Aesthetic Medicine and Anti-Aging Clinics of Louisiana. We'll preview the biggest topics as we look ahead to next week's SEC Football Media Days. Join us for Thursday's AFR, 3 to 6, 1045 ESPN Baton Rouge.
I brought flowers to your door last night. I done you wrong and I wanna make it right. You say I'm not welcome here. I know it ought to be perfectly clear, but I can't help but wonder what it might be like.
All-Star Toyota presents Off the Bench with Hester and T-Bob. ESPN Baton Rouge, New Orleans, Alexandria, and 1130 The Tiger.
Who needs Savannah bananas when you got the Baton Rouge Rougarou right here in town, man? I got to host one of the games last year. It was so much fun. It's such a great family environment, and they have upped the ante this year. And going down tonight at Pete Goldsby Field, you're going to watch Davis Mechie. It's Iron Man night at the Rougarou. Davis Mechie is going to play all 9 going to play all 9 positions in one game. In the same, he'll play one full inning at each position in the field, and all fans who wear an Iron Man hat, shirt, or mask are going to get in free, and you get to take an Iron Man group photo with Mesh at the during the 4th inning in front of third base dugout. It's going to be a great night today. Ronnie, what's going on, man? Thanks for waking up with us. How we feeling?
I'm doing good. Thanks, fellas, for having me.
I mean, Ronnie, back-to-back 7:30 a.m. appearances. Shout out, tip my cap to you, sir.
Yeah. Listen, I'm glad glad I had my ringer on, so I appreciate it.
So, Ron, I'm going through our old. I'm going through our text, and I know about Iron Man tonight. Did we already miss the tallest and shortest umpires in the world?
No, that's this Saturday. This Saturday.
I can't find the picture. I need you to resend it to me so we can show it to the people. How tall is the tallest umpire?
7'2".
How short is the shortest?
4'1". There you go.
So when you book this, Ron, is it a package deal? Like, is this a tag team? Like, do they I'm not even joking.
No.
Like, do you book them separately? How's that work?
Here's the great thing, and that is that the 7'2" umpire is one of our regular umpires. Matter of fact, he's our booker.
Oh, nice. Hell yeah, dude.
And local, of course. And then the Lathan, the umpire kid, is Lathan is from like Hammond.
Oh, no way. So these are local guys.
8 foot. He's an 8-year-old, guys. He's an 8-year-old umpire.
Wait,
Yeah,
so
you haven't seen this guy, T?
No,
Like
dude.
he's gone viral. This kid's gone viral for being an umpire. Yeah.
Oh, no. Heck yeah, dude. Just a passion for calling balls and strikes?
He wants to be a big leaguer, Coach. Wants to be a big league umpire one day, and will be. There's no doubt. I mean, if this kid's umpiring real games at 7, 8 years old, he's going to be a major league umpire one day.
Well, not only that, he already understands rule number 1. It's about you. It's about the ump. It's not about the players. It's about the ump. Like, that's like, how do you think Cowboy Joe West made his name, right? He didn't get to be a legend by caring about what the players who was in the box.
That's fair.
What's the 7'2" ump's name so we can give him a shout out, Ron?
The 7'2" umpire, his name is. Give me a sec.
It's all good. You know, he can take a minute or two. We can talk about the games. So tonight, Mesh going to play all 9 positions for an inning. You wear your Ironman gear. You get into the game for free.
Mm-hmm.
Is Mesh ready? Do you think he can handle it?
He's been looking forward to this for a couple of weeks. Yeah, Mesh is a kid. He's from Barb High School, played a couple of years at Mississippi State, then he transferred to ULM. He's up there in Monroe. And he was an infielder, pitcher in high school, shortstop in high school, that kind of thing. So he can play anywhere in the field. Obviously, the biggest point is wondering about catching. That's just something people don't do. They don't know how to do it. That's a hard thing to do, especially if you've never done it before. And so he was all game for it. He's thrown on the gear, caught a couple pins just to kind of get a little idea. And so looking forward to it. Look, it happened once before. If you're an older guy like me, 50 or over, 1990, Keith Osick, who was a major leaguer, played at LSU, was a shortstop. 1988, 1989, 1990, Keith Osick, they had Ironman night one, like on a midweek game at LSU. And
no way.
He did this back then. And I'm sure it's been done before at other minor league parks or things like that, but this is a very rare occurrence. I mean, folks are going to get a chance to see something they probably will never see again.
Ronnie, who are some of the players or maybe where they're playing now? And because a lot of people, I guess they don't realize, like, these are players that are playing at different colleges, kind of across the South here. Like, where is a bulk maybe of the team from? Where are some schools that are represented?
Yeah, I don't know that there's really, like, just one obvious, they all come from this area. We probably have at least half the players are from Louisiana.
Right.
And then a lot of, Texas or, around us. We got a couple of LSU kids, Nick Bronzini, who was a redshirt lefty pitcher from California. He's with us. DJ Primo, who redshirted this year, had hurt his knee, from Central High School. He's a left-handed pitcher. They both are pitching with us this summer. We had Gavin Guidry for a game. He started, played a full game, kind of woke up the next day, was hurting, had a little sore, and was like out of an abundance of precaution. He shut it down for July. But then we've got guys from junior colleges, from Nunez Junior College in New Orleans, all the way to guys from Oklahoma and guys from I think I'm trying to think of the furthest. Last year we had some California kids. We don't this year, but we got a catcher from Montreal, Canada.
Oh, hell yeah.
Adamo Adamo played at Central Missouri or something like that, and he's from Montreal, Canada. So literally from all over, much like any summer college baseball league like the Cape Cod or anything like that, guys come from all over.
And I mentioned being family friendly. Like, it's not just fun promotions like the Ironman night. Every night, Ron, what do y'all have for like the kids to run around and do and ways to get them involved?
Well, thanks to Raising Cane's, we have like a kids run the bases thing in the bottom of the fourth every single night. Kids that come out there, they're in the bottom of the fourth. You come on the field, you get to run around the bases. When you go off the field, you're in the kids zone by the Kona Ice truck, and you're by the fun jump and all that kind of stuff. We give you a free Raising Cane's gift certificate, or actually Todd and the gang over at Raising Cane's give you the certificate. We just hand it out to you. And so it's really, really cool. We have fireworks every Friday night. Nice. We've got, different promotions or discounts and things like that each night of the week. So we try to make it a lot of fun. Saturday night's one of my favorite nights. It's the Christmas Specialty Meats Cheeseburger in Paradise Saturdays, where discounted burgers. We have frozen margaritas are half price. We're all wearing the Hawaiian shirts and all that kind of stuff. So it's pretty cool.
Hell yeah, man. Frozen margs, a little baseball, tall umps, short umps, Ironman. Let's go.
Yeah, speaking of Ironman, real quick though, Ron, and we've got a question inside the chat. Ask Ronnie, if I show up in a Cal Ripken Jr. jersey, will that count as Ironman gear?
Ooh, it should.
That's pretty smart. If you show up with that, then yes.
Oh, yeah. Okay, good.
Yeah.
I agree. I think you made the right choice here, Ron.
Yeah.
All right, man. I know that you are, I believe, up in Natchitoches right now. So we missed having you in studio certainly this morning. But is there anything else about the Rougarou that we left out?
Yeah, no. We've got we only have a handful of regular season games left. Our last home game is going to be July 26th, and that's our last home game. If we make the playoffs, we'll have a playoff game on August the 2nd. That's still to be determined. So, go to brrougarou.com to get your tickets. Come see us. It's fun for the whole family. And then, up here in Natchitoches, by the way, Hall of Fame induction is 2 weeks from now. So check that out, July 29th. Paul Maneri, Eli Manning, Elena Beard from Shreveport. All kind of folks going into the Hall of Fame. So Wendell Davis, a great wide receiver in the late 80s at LSU.
Yeah. Legendary class, as always, Ron. Incredible work on all fronts. Thank you so much, man.
Hey, thank you, guys. Hey, Mario, I sent you that the tallest, shortest umpire.
Yeah, he just sent it right here. We'll throw it up on the screen next segment. It's quite the disparity.
All right, y'all.
Thanks, Ron.
Thanks a lot.
All right, take it easy, man. When we get back, closing out hour number 1 of Off the Bench.
Off the Bench with Hester and T-Bob. In times of need, get a full list of phone numbers, websites, and other important emergency information on the Demco Stormwatch page at 1045ESPN.com.
Whether it's a mid-morning activity or an early bird special, grab a Coors Light and chill like you're retired.
It was a humid day, barefoot children play, looking for that summer shade. Time to slip away. Oh, Louisiana, some kind of hold on me. Like cypress stumps, your roots are planted deep inside of me.
When is a taco more than just a taco? When it's Government Taco. Voted best tacos 3 years in a row by 225 Magazine, Government Taco puts the most delicious spin on tacos the capital area has ever seen. With creative combinations like the Magna Carrot, the Filibuster, or the Steak of the Union. Plus perfect tortilla chips paired with the best salsa and queso you've ever had. And happy hour every day from 3 to 6 p.m. and all day on Thursday. Government Taco, 5621 Government Street.
I've been doing business with Luba for 25 years. They're dependable, trustworthy. It's just the attention to detail with our clients.
Our folks have years and years of experience. They're highly trained professionals. But many companies have that asset. What I'd like to think makes Luba a bit different is that we use those talents in a way that truly is dedicated to serving the needs of the folks who depend on us.
Hey there, little buddy. What's the matter?
What's the matter? My windows, siding, and my door. That's what's the matter.
Relief Windows can fix all of that. I got you. Pop, pop. What's up?
Oh my gosh, look!
Curb appeal. That's a good-looking neighborhood. ReliefWindows.com.
There it is, the extra mile, on the border of expected and extraordinary for those willing to go further, like vans customized for work or play, with safety and tech to keep you connected, supported by a 5-star sales, service, and finance team, and backed by the 1-star you know. So go the extra mile. It's never crowded, because so few have what it takes to go there. Mercedes-Benz Vans.
All right, let's say ah.
Jimmy out for the Thursday edition of Live at Lunch, live from Jolie Pearl Oyster Bar. Dwayne Colucci, Tim Murray from Beeson, Matt Humans, Paul Stone. A lot of guests for you. Thursday edition of Live at Lunch from Jolie Pearl at 104.5 ESPN Baton Rouge.
104.5 ESPN is giving you the opportunity to win $2,000 a day with our 2K a day summer cash giveaway. Listen for us to give a keyword every day, then head to our website and enter it on the 2K a day contest page. Everyone who enters one keyword the entire week will also be entered to win a $500 local cash prize. We're presented by Citizens Bank and Trust, and the first keyword today is boat. The first keyword today is boat. You now have 1 hour to enter the keyword at 1045ESPN.com.
All-Star Toyota presents Off the Bench with Hester and T-Bob. ESPN Baton Rouge, New Orleans, Alexandria, and 1130 The Tiger.
Welcome back, OTB. Got the cannon coming up here in about 40 minutes. That should be fun. Try to get in that a little early because, like Jake said before the show, a bit of a dangerous move putting the cannon at the bottom of the hour. That's you normally want to give that guy a little room to flex. But I'm looking forward to that. Josh Pate as well. I mentioned the Savannah Bananas. I don't know exactly what the Rougarou can do in terms of like making their own rules, Jake, because I think it is like an actual summer league, right? Yeah. But watch this clip from the Savannah Bananas, and with sound, we're good. And okay,
it is cool what they've done though.
Watch this clip from the Bananas and tell me this isn't genius.
Especially when you consider that Hosley's 2 for 2 with 2 doubles, an RBI, and a walk-off. Dustin Baber with a barrel, but foul! Caught by a fan, and that's your ball game! A laser beam from Dustin Baber! What a play by that young man! And the Nanners win 5 points to 1! And the entire team going out there to swarm the fan! That is why you bring your club to a ball game! Game ender by the fans! The Bananas win it 5-1! Are you kidding me? Look at our hero tonight!
Bruh, that's a great rule. That's a great rule. The Bananas. So, in case you didn't catch it, if you're in the stands and you catch a foul ball, that is an out. And so the final out of the game was caught by a fan on a screamer too, of a liner, and then and then the whole team mobs him. They celebrate. They run out. Like that just put such a smile on my face yesterday when I saw that clip.
There's so many people at these games for the Savannah Bananas. I mean, they have really created. Like, they are the Harlem Globetrotters of baseball.
Have you looked at their season tickets? Dude, they're sold out for like 2 years.
Yeah, they're going on tour
It is
now.
like so hard to like get a ticket for a Savannah Banana game.
Again, I just have to credit, I can't remember their names, but I read a short article. I should do a deeper dive on the origins of the team, and I have to credit the people that made this because they leveraged themselves to the gills. They went deep into debt, sold everything to buy a minor league baseball team. And I'm sorry, but I thought like the Harlem Globetrotters were tight. We all saw them growing up. They were okay, right? But they weren't at this level now. Like they were back in the day, but when I was growing up, they weren't at Bananas level now.
Right.
They would like come to like a local gym, you go see them or whatever, right? I took it for granted. I thought in the internet age that you just couldn't do this anymore.
Right.
We were too desensitized. We'd seen too much. And yet I could not have been more wrong, because the internet age is why this works. Because they're constantly going viral with all these different fun videos that they do and fun bits. And it seems like a great time. Also, genius, the MLB followed suit. What'd they do? One of the core Banana rules, no games over 2 hours.
Yeah.
Get in, get out, have fun. And now look at college and the MLB following in the Bananas slippery footsteps.
Heels?
I was thinking something like peely footsteps or something. Yeah. I couldn't come up with that.
I felt it.
I was trying, man.
Great call by the broadcaster there, too.
Yeah. Well, I mean, bro, if you're a Savannah Banana broadcaster, you better bring the energy, right?
Yeah.
Like you're as much of a performer as anyone on that field.
I mean, the umpire travels with him. He's a performer.
I
as
actually remember seeing the job application for that when they first started, and they were like, "You got to be ready for anything and everything, breakdancing coaches and all the stuff we just saw."
Wow. Shout out Bananas. Shout out Ruguru, though. We do have our own version of that. Go to the Ironman night tonight. All right, when we get back, we can get in their car, maybe, Jake. Hell yeah.
All right.
And Hebert, Cajun Cannon coming up later.
Off the Bench with Hester and T-Bob.
Go to Patient Plus Urgent Care. Patient Plus Urgent Care for life's little unexpected moments. Remember, walk-ons always welcome. It is pool season.
What about walk-ins?
What did I say, walk-ons? Yes, walk-ins.
What about scholarship
also,
players?
Yes, also welcome. You know what? Everyone's welcome. Everyone's welcome. Again, you're probably not a college athlete, but you're welcome at Patient Plus Urgent Care, because all they do is take care of the community. And what one of the things, well, look, it's summer, so you're doing a lot of swimming. You know what comes to that? Ear infections. You know how you beat that? You have the digital profile of Patient Plus, so you literally sign in with a touch of your button on your phone. You get in, you get antibiotics, you get out 15 minutes when I had an ear infection. 15 minutes. Okay? The facilities are going to blow you away. Patient Plus Urgent Care. Go check it out.
You can go to the website, like T-Bob said. You can go ahead and schedule that appointment online, but walk-ins are always welcome. Certainly, it's going to be a location that is convenient for you in the Baton Rouge area. Go to patientplusuc.com. Get in and get better.
Bayou Ford has the new inventory to get you in a new Ford truck or SUV today, or customize your next vehicle just the way you want. All new Bayou Ford vehicles come with a 1 million mile powertrain warranty. The crew at Bayou Ford is going to do right by you.
Dylan Cruz here to tell you about Six Rings Baseball and Softball Camp. If you live on the North Shore and play ball, go to Six Rings Camps with former LSU assistant coach Dan Canaveri. His knowledge is second to none, and your child will improve and have fun doing it. Camps are held at Coquille Park and Six Rings Academy in Covington with 4 sessions over the summer. Full day and morning only sessions are available from ages 7 to 13. Go to sixringsbaseball.com or call 985-206-9096. Learn the game to love the game.
Gulf Coast Office Products is a nationally recognized Savin office equipment dealer based right here in Louisiana. Over 100 employees strong, Gulf Coast has the boots on the ground to support all vertical markets, from education, engineering, legal, and finance. With the latest in office technology, from desktop to production segment units, Gulf Coast and Savin have the perfect fit for you. Call 225-756-2644. That's 756-2644 for Gulf Coast Office Products.
When is a taco more than just a taco? When it's Government Taco. Voted best tacos 3 years in a row by 225 Magazine, Government Taco puts the most delicious spin on tacos the capital area has ever seen. With creative combinations like the Magna Carrot, the Filibuster, or the Steak of the Union. Plus perfect tortilla chips paired with the best salsa and queso you've ever had. And happy hour every day from 3 to 6 p.m. and all day on Thursday. Government Taco, 5621 Government Street.
I've been doing business with Luba for 25 years. They're dependable, trustworthy. It's just the attention to detail with our clients.
Our folks have years and years of experience. They're highly trained professionals. But many companies have that asset. What I'd like to think makes Luba a bit different is that we use those talents in a way that truly is dedicated to serving the needs of the folks who depend on us.
The best kept secret in town is out. Discover Tallulah at the Renaissance Hotel on Bluebonnet.
Good morning, everybody. It is 7 a.m. on Thursday, July 13th. Today in Baton Rouge, expect sunny skies with a high of 97. Coming up on OTB, we talk to the Cajun Cannon, Bobby Hebert at 8:30. Josh Pate joins the show at 9 a.m. to talk college football. And we have a new edition of Munchies with Chef Michael Johnson. You can follow today's show on Twitter, Instagram, and TikTok at OTB_ESPN, or catch us on YouTube at the 104.5 ESPN channel and subscribe for daily content. Hour number 2 of Off the Bench, live from the Mercedes-Benz of Baton Rouge studio, starts now.
All-Star Toyota presents Off the Bench with Jacob Hester and T-Bob Hebert.
Yeah.
Off the Bench with Hester and T-Bob.
Hey, P, they said I got to come off the bench.
All-Star Toyota presents Off the Bench with Hester and T-Bob. Yo, yo, yo.
That's why you wanted to change the intro. Bruh, she's a part of the zeitgeist, Mara. You have to accept Cardi B, okay? She's familiar. Whether you like it or not. Complicated past and all.
I guess.
Tell me you want to be drugged and robbed by Cardi B.
I would not. I can tell you with certainty I would not.
Relax, everybody relax. We're just cracking wise here in the morning show.
Yeah, ball like LSU, baby.
Exactly. I'm going to start calling myself Cardi T.
Look, Cardi B was watching LSU baseball. I think if I'd have said that statement a month ago.
Zeitgeist. That's what a zeitgeist is. That's the actual definition of zeitgeist. Is Cardi B watching LSU baseball? What's going on, y'all? Hour number 2 of Off the Bench. Kicking off here. I got the Cajun Cannon coming up about 30. Probably talk a little Derek Carr here. I know Jake is ecstatic to do so. We're talking quarterback.
You know, it's getting time. It was just, the car talk went on for a while, like April. No, it's car talk time is now coming. It's okay.
Also, there is a bit of a quarterback in the air with the new Netflix show yesterday, which I'm very excited to dive into because Drive to Survive is fantastic. Full Swing is really good. And I haven't seen them all. I've seen one season of Drive to Survive. I've seen like 2 episodes of Full Swing. But I was like, wow, these are really, really interesting and really good. It's just there's a million freaking things to watch, right? And so when I hear that they're doing that, but with quarterback, I'm like, okay. Because when you think about quarterback, in fact, my old man's one that pointed this out to me. What a weird job where, and this dovetails to the Derek Carr conversation, guys, where it's such a tough job from a mental and physical standpoint that there are, 15 people on the planet that were like, okay, they're acceptable at that job.
Right. It's one of those jobs that if you started talking about ones that do it at an elite level, what's that number?
5?
Yeah.
7? No, I think by definition, elite has to cut off at 5.
Well, so it's funny you mentioned that. I actually watched the first 2 episodes yesterday. Cousins is the most interesting on the show because, like you said, there's 5 to 6 that are an elite level. Because if you look at Cousins' numbers, like he's good, but he's probably the most criticized QB in the league. They asked him about that in the thing. They're like, oh, what do you think about this? And it kind of goes into his personal life of him thinking like I got to do more. Like I got to get this done type thing. So like in my opinion, he's definitely the most interesting of the 3 because of that.
The grouping is pretty fascinating. So they're following Patrick Mahomes, who, of course, ends up winning the Super Bowl. Kirk Cousins, who wins the division, but then reinforces the haters by losing in the playoffs. And then Marcus Mariota, who literally quits on the Falcons at the end of the year. Just disappears.
Well, so the cool thing about it, it takes place like leading into the 2022 season. So it talks about Mahomes. He's like, I've been to the Super Bowl twice. I've only won once, but I've lost once as well. Like, I got to get back there and get another one. And then, like, now you know that, like, he ends up winning. But they started, like, from preseason leading into the first game. It's like what I saw episode 1.
So how do you feel about it? I mean, would you recommend it or not with the 2 episodes?
I would recommend it. I wanted a little more, like, mic'd up inside the huddle thing. And they do a little bit of that, but they dive more into the personal life. I had no idea that Mahomes and his wife had been together since they were, like, 15, 16. Like, I had no idea that that was the case. Like,
shout out.
Yeah, and it kind of dives into their personal lives a little bit more. So, yeah, I would recommend it. I like it.
I'm excited. I mean, that seems like some good Nashville watching, you know? A good way to catch up on anything. Maybe. I say that.
I'll be catching up on sleep.
Yeah, I'm just going to be drinking.
Nashville.
Good for you, man.
What a weird thing networking is, because it is real and it is technically work, but all networking means is eating and drinking and dancing for like 4 days straight. So I feel bad for my wife. Speaking of quarterback, though, right? There's only a few that people accept on, like I said, and it's funny because Derek Carr is kind of right on that line about is he acceptable or not at that position. And to be clear, in my definition, I'm saying guys like, well, certainly Russell Wilson last year, but like Jimmy Garoppolo, I don't think that most would say I'm talking about guys that you're like happy and confident that he is the starter on your team. A lot of Saints fans feel that about Derek Carr. A lot do not. I think he's kind of right on that line. And with this USA Today ranking, that's exactly where they have him. They have him at 16th in the NFL. Jake, off the bat, not looking at the list, Derek Carr being ranked 16, too high or too low?
About right.
Okay.
About right. I think he's a top 15 quarterback.
Yeah.
And he's right on that edge of 15. So I think that's about right.
And you know, it's funny because I saw 16. I'm like, no way. He's like a top 5 quarterback in the NFC. How can you be a top 5 quarterback in the NFC and be all the way down there at 16? And then you look at the list, and the highest I can push him here is 14. And even then, I don't think people are going to agree with one of the people I'm bumping down. Like, I would have no problem. Matt Stafford's right ahead of him. I would have no problem putting Derek Carr in front of Matt Stafford, but I get that a lot of people aren't going to agree with that. I do not understand Kyler Murray at 12. I think everything we've learned about Kyler Murray has been negative. Like, nobody has anything good to say about him from a leadership perspective. He multiple years in a row now, he's put up stats at the beginning of the season, only to completely fizzle out. He's dealing with injury problems. He doesn't have DeAndre Hopkins anymore. Did I hear a conversation before the show?
Yeah.
Are you a Kyler? So you're bullish on Kyler Murray.
No, in this particular conversation, I will play devil's advocate, I guess. Like, he deserves all the criticism he's gotten. Like, the video game clause in the contract was wild, but I also think he's kind of been a victim of bad leadership over there in Arizona. Like Keim and Kingsbury, the show they were running, I don't think was very conducive for, a young player to develop leadership skills. So maybe a new regime will help Kyler.
It's interesting to think about because bad leadership is one of my main critiques of Kyler Murray. But you're right. I mean, you have to have someone sometimes like kind of show you the way. But I mean, Jake, has he taken over as BBL King?
Bad body language king.
He's always like sucking his teeth at his teammates.
I think it's
and,
pretty
like,
bad.
turning his back on coaches.
And when you hear stories from his teammates, they're not like overwhelmingly like, no, that's not him. He's fine. Like, he's a leader. You don't hear that. Right now, they don't come out. They don't come out and bash him necessarily, but when they're not like going over the top to let you know, yeah, there's some real bad Jay Cutler body language coming out of Kyler Murray.
Yeah, so like I would put Murray probably behind Carr. Like I said, I think Stafford's kind of done too.
And Murray's skill set's interesting, but can that translate? Can you get it to work? Can it be for a full 17 games? Those are the conversations.
So I think Derek Carr is appropriately rated in this list for the most part because I think Jared Goff is better now and he's ahead of him.
Jared Goff had a really solid season last year.
Yeah, I think Kirk Cousins is better. He's ahead of him. You got Aaron Rodgers checking in at 11. Yeah, that makes sense. Justin Herbert at 10. Justin Herbert at 10, Jake. How do we feel about that?
I saw another one. I'm trying to find the one. I thought I pulled up the same one that y'all had, but I have another one that had him at 5. But
Ahead of Herbert right now, this list has Geno Smith, Trevor Lawrence, Tua Tagovailoa, Lamar Jackson.
Yeah, there's no world that Tua Tagovailoa is a quarterback that's ahead of Justin Herbert.
Or Geno. I mean, I know Geno had a good year, but he's not better than Justin Herbert.
Yeah.
Both true. Herbert should be
Geno
higher.
does throw a pretty-ass deep ball.
He does.
Though. My God.
Well, and who doesn't love Geno's story?
Yeah.
It's awesome. And I love Trevor Lawrence's story, having to come through. Speaking of Mario, there's maybe a point to your Kyler Murray point, right? Look at Trevor Lawrence under Urban Meyer compared to Doug Peterson. Now, the difference is I don't know that Jonathan Gannon, pew, 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 pew. I don't know that Jonathan Gannon's going to be Doug Peterson.
That was my point when me and Mario were talking. I was like, yeah, they got new leadership. Is the leadership better? Like, do we know yet?
He's a defensive guy, though. Doug Peterson's like a quarterback whisperer.
Yeah, and not exactly the same, but we all laughed at Sirianni, too, when he took the Eagles job, right? His press conference, he was stambling like...
Clowned his press conference.
Let me throw another one at you, though. Adam Gase for the Jets.
Clowned his press conference, and that ended up being an absolute
disaster.
God,
Doug Peterson interviewed for the Saints job.
Yeah, Doug Peterson already feels just infinitely more interested. Like, you would feel way better about the Saints team if Doug Peterson was the head coach. We can accept that, though. We can accept that. It is what it is. I mean, it's a man who loves him some Louisiana. Would have been whatever. Boys, no use in crying over spilled milk, okay? For better or for worse, you're rolling with DA this year. But I want to be clear. I don't have any actual belief in DA, right? I know he's a good defensive coach. I just mean, like, this is a prove-it year where if they're bad again, well, then the writing's on the wall, and unfortunately, some change is going to have to be made.
Yeah, I have faith in Loomis, I guess, and Loomis still has some faith in him, and the roster's a lot better, so I'll ride with Dennis this year.
Yeah, and a lot rides with Pete Carmichael when you talk about Dennis Sater. I mean, we talk about it all the time. Can he utilize all these weapons?
No, the roster and what Mickey's put together looks great right now on paper. He did a lot of the same things last year, but it never came together. You had a bunch of guys miss with injuries. You got to stay healthy in the NFL. It doesn't matter who you are. You got to stay healthy. But right now, like, you fixed tight end. Still some offensive line questions, which is crazy considering they're all first-round picks.
I know. That's my biggest
running back seems like you've got that figured out. Certainly, you go and sign a stud, you draft a stud, and you got AK coming back as well. Looks like going to be there for more games than we thought he initially would be there for. Receiver, you've added. A.T. Perry, I can't wait to watch him and see how it plays out for him.
I'm excited to see Mike Thomas still.
So
I'm a Mike Thomas believer.
I think to an extent, some people have forgotten how good Lattimore is, too. Lattimore missed 10 games last year.
True.
It makes a huge difference if he's on the field. I know people are hoping for good health with Michael Thomas, and that would make a big difference. But if Lattimore could have a little bit better injury fortune this year, I think that'd go a long way.
Yeah, no, I would say that's an interesting question that you kind of posed there. If you could only have one have the good injury luck, I would go with Lattimore.
Yes.
For sure.
Especially given how good the rest of the secondary kind of is now.
Yeah, Lante Taylor and Paulson and Debo are pretty sexy as well there. So
you need an edge rusher to go with Cam. I mean,
yeah, he's still again another. That's what's funny. Your two biggest question marks are the positions that you've tried to pour the most resources into.
Yeah, he drafted another one in the second round this year.
But yeah, I'm just really worried about left tackle, man, and Trevor Penning. How good can he be? I think you
at least you have Hurst there. Left guard ain't just Pete. Like, healthy or not
I guess
healthy,
that's
still a worry.
Hurst was solid. But I mean, but Hurst is passable, Throckmorton's passable. But if the Saints, I think, want to be good, they might need a good left tackle. I mean, or it feels disrespectful to Hurst, but whatever, he is what it is. I mean, he's not a disaster, which is ideally what you want out of your backup. Can you hold your own and maintain? But I mean, Trevor Penning's a first-round pick. You want your first-round pick left tackle to end up being one of the better guys in the league. But we'll see, coming off of injury.
Outside of Carr, who's the most important player on the team?
Most important player on the whole team.
Yeah, outside of Derek Carr.
I got a guy. I'm gonna go Demario Davis, and not because you're a little thin at linebacker, but like Cam and Demario are your leaders on defense. Like, outside of them, like, which veteran presence is gonna step up and lead that defense? Demario Davis was very important to this team.
Yeah, I mean, certainly from a leadership perspective. What if you took leadership out of it, though, and we're just doing, like, just playing, like, just the actual play? Then I might go with a Cam Jordan because you're already so weak on the edge. If you lose him, who do you have left? Or I could go with the Trevor Penning, again, because I think so much rides on that position.
I'm still going with Lattimore. We talk all the time about cornerback being like the hardest position other than QB, and just his presence almost takes away a whole side of the field. So I'd go with Lat.
I'll actually go the other corner spot, whether it's a Debo or Alontae Taylor. I mean, we know what Marcus Lattimore is, or Marshawn Lattimore. If he stays healthy, like, what are you going to get out of a Debo and Taylor? Are you going to have a number 2 corner that can really lock it down as well? I agree with Mario.
And that could be a fun competition between those two guys, this training camp.
Yeah, I think Marcus May needs to be better at the safety position. You gave him a lot of money to play better than I thought he did a year ago. So that's somebody that I think needs to be paid attention to in training camp. You went and got Jonathan Abram, who was a high draft choice as well, to maybe push him, maybe give him some competition there. We'll see how that plays out. But Marcus May, the money he's making, he's going to be out there, but you need better play from him. Carl Granderson is another player that might fall into this category because he's going to be on the other side of Cam Jordan. Now, if Isaiah Foskey can show up in flashes, that'd be great. But Granderson's going to be the starting end more than Foskey's going to be out there. And you need somebody to step up to help out Cam Jordan.
We will see. Trigger warning for the top 5 here. Dak Prescott, 5th on the list. How are we feeling about it, Taylor?
It's too high.
Where would you rank Dak Prescott?
34.
Exactly.
No, not 34. I'd probably put him 12, 13, somewhere in there.
Okay, that's not too bad. All right, when we get back, more OTB. We got the Cannon coming up here in about 15. Keep it locked.
Off the Bench with Hester and T-Bob. ESPN Baton Rouge, New Orleans, Alexandria, and 1130 The Tiger. Our listeners fire off their opinions on the jimsfirearms.net hotline at 499-1045. Keep listening for your next chance to shoot us your thoughts with the jimsfirearms.net hotline on 1045 ESPN Baton Rouge.
This summer, retirement is a state of mind. Whether it's a mid-morning activity or an early bird special, grab a Coors Light and chill like you're retired.
Hi, I'm Brandon Landry, founder and CEO of Walker.
Hi, my name is Dr. Craig Green.
This is Ryan Terrio with HUDCORoofing.com.
Hey, it's Matt Moscona. No matter how big your commercial roofing job, HUDCO can help.
My patients come to me because they trust that I can get the job done at a high level. Ryan Terrio and Richard Tilley have the same level of trust when it comes to roofing.
If you have a roofing issue, call HUDCO Roofing.
Give us a call, 364-1007, and we'll come to your house and give you a free inspection.
The Windsor Senior Living Community in Mandeville, Louisiana is a beautiful, vibrant apartment community geared towards seniors. They are nestled right in the heart of Mandeville, where seniors live a more carefree lifestyle in spacious apartments with the peace of mind that comes from having a little extra help. Call the Windsor at 985-624-8040 to schedule a lunch and tour. Come see how the Windsor can be your passport to peace of mind.
Hey there, little buddy. What's the matter?
What's the matter? My windows, siding, and my door. That's what's the matter.
Relief Windows can fix all of that. I got you. Pop, pop. What's up?
Oh my gosh, look!
Curb appeal. That's a good-looking neighborhood. ReliefWindows.com.
There it is, the extra mile. On the border of expected and extraordinary for those willing to go further, like vans customized for work or play, with safety and tech to keep you connected, supported by a 5-star sales, service, and finance team, and backed by the 1-star you know. So go the extra mile. It's never crowded because so few have what it takes to go there. Mercedes-Benz Vans.
Dylan Cruz here to tell you about Six Rings Baseball and Softball Camp. If you live on the North Shore and play ball, go to Six Rings Camps with former LSU assistant coach Dan Canaveri. His knowledge is second to none, and your child will improve and have fun doing it. Camps were held at Coquille Park and Six Rings Academy in Covington with 4 sessions over the summer. Full day and morning only sessions are available from ages 7 to 13. Go to sixringsbaseball.com or call 985-206-9096. Learn the game to love the game.
best kept secret in town is out. Discover Tallulah at the Renaissance Hotel on Bluebonnet.
It's on. Join me for a Wednesday edition of the Hunt Palmer Show. Rougarani Rants is going to join us to talk Rougarou, and we'll react to the entirety of the Major League Baseball draft. Hunt Palmer Show, 1 to 3 weekdays, 104.5 ESPN Baton Rouge.
Well, I got my first truck when I was 3. Drove 100,000 miles on my knees. Hauled marbles and rocks and thought twice before I hauled a Barbie doll bed for the girl next door. She tried to pay me with a kiss and I began to understand there's something women like about a pickup man. When I turned 16, I saved a few $100. My first car was a pickup truck. I was cruising to town, and the first girl I see was Bobby Joe Gentry, the homecoming queen.
All-Star Toyota presents Off the Bench with Hester and T-Bob. ESPN Baton Rouge, New Orleans, Alexandria, and 1130 The Tiger.
Howdy, y'all. Welcome back to OTB. Got the Cannon coming on here in about 9 minutes. Do a little short segment here so we can get into him as soon as possible. Come on now. Who would y'all's top 5 quarterbacks be? Team OTB. Who's number 1? Pat Mahomes. Easy,
Patty.
right? Okay, no question.
Yeah, Mahomes.
Burrow 2?
Yep. Yeah, me and Mario had this. Until last year, I would have said Allen, but Burrow's outplayed him two postseasons in a row. It's got to be Burrow.
Burrow 2.
When it matters. It's not close.
Allen 3?
Allen 3.
I'll still put Rodgers ahead of Allen, even in his older age.
Really?
Yeah.
I'd put Allen 3, Rodgers 4.
I think Rodgers is gonna have a good year.
Aaron Rodgers done the last 2 years.
He won MVP 2 years ago.
That was 2 years ago. Okay, so I thought that was 3 years ago now.
No.
There's 2.
Much
so
more.
You're gonna put,
Yeah. Josh Allen hasn't even been to a Super Bowl.
Aaron Rodgers over Josh Allen in 2023 playing for the New York Jets.
Yes.
I think that's absurd.
We'll see.
I wouldn't even put Aaron Rodgers in my top 5.
We will see.
I'd have Jalen Hurts in my top 5.
Yeah, let's say I'd go Allen then Hurts to round out my 5.
I think I would go Mahomes, Burrow, Allen, Hurts, Herbert.
And where did we differ? Because that sounds good as well.
You didn't give a 5 yet.
Oh, I didn't give a 5
You didn't give a 5 yet.
Oh, okay.
We were all in agreement in the top 3.
Okay. This is so funny.
I met all my wife in track jams. There's just something women like about a pickup, man. How romantic.
Put some truck nuts on that thing, man. Go to all.
Mario stays hating on my music.
He does, dude. He does.
He does. But if you go look up the lyrics to rap songs, they are outrageous as well.
Time out now, but this is where I was going to just bring this up, though.
Man, how would you just go from quarterbacks to
You did the same to him yesterday.
The lyrics.
No, I know. That's what I'm saying. It's a two-way street.
Well, it's not, though, because there's good, soulful country that if you want something that tells a story, it's there. And if you want your redneck yacht club, your redneck
they have that.
Party, they have that, right? Well, same thing in hip hop.
That's what I'm saying. It's the same thing. It's a two-way street.
Hip hop.
Me and my friend we were not fishing in the dark when we were growing up. Okay.
Why?
Guys, just weren't.
Okay.
Too many mosquitoes.
Fair.
I love fishing.
I don't get bit by mosquitoes. Don't know why.
Anyway,
alkaline blood content or something.
Elite quarterbacks.
I don't know who I want to be my fifth guy. I mean, maybe Herbert, I suppose. The only thing holding me back on
Trevor
Herbert's
Lawrence,
just
maybe?
the
You're a big
wins.
Trevor Lawrence fan,
I'm not
aren't you?
that big. Let's not grant. We cannot grant Trevor Lawrence the
I'm
rank
trying
of
to give
master
you
quite
names.
yet.
I'm trying to think of guys that you've talked about.
For sure.
I mean, Rodgers.
Lamar's stock is too down right now, but
Lamar's
I'm close
top
with
10,
Lamar.
but yeah.
I'm close with Lamar. I'll go Herbert, dude. I can do that for sure. I mean, certainly in terms of arm talent. We could maybe pick the cannon's brain about this. As we talk quarterback, that seems like a pretty solid thing to do. Talk a little New Orleans Saints as well. Do want to remind you to go to RejuveMeMedical.com. RejuveMeMedical.com if you want to feel younger, bigger, faster, stronger. RejuveMe is, look, I don't care if you're 20, 30, 40, 50. I don't care if you're male, if you're female. They offer a ton of different treatments, Botox, whatever you want. But ask about HRT. Maybe it's for you. Get that free consultation. Go get your labs drawn and see what your body needs, right? Where's it deficient? And then the same way that you take your car in to get service, your computer, your home, whatever it is to extend the life of these things, extend your quality of life. Okay, do some upkeep on your body. It's fun. It's good. You're going to feel great. Okay, Baton Rouge, Metairie, Slide Out now. Shreveport as well, 3-1 great. How about that?
Right now.
RejuveMeMedical.com. Go check it out today. All right, when we get back, let's talk to Cajun Can here on OTB.
Off the bench with Hester and T-Bob. In times of need, get a full list of phone numbers, websites, and other important emergency information on the Demco Stormwatch page at 1045ESPN.com.
There it is, the extra mile, on the border of expected and extraordinary, for those willing to go further, like vans customized for work or play, with safety and tech to keep you connected, supported by a 5-star sales, service, and finance team, and backed by the 1-star you know. So go the extra mile. It's never crowded, because so few have what it takes to go there. Mercedes-Benz Vans.
When is a taco more than just a taco? When it's Government Taco. Voted best tacos 3 years in a row by 225 Magazine, Government Taco puts the most delicious spin on tacos the capital area has ever seen. With creative combinations like the Magna Carrot, the Filibuster, or the Steak of the Union. Plus perfect tortilla chips paired with the best salsa and queso you've ever had. And happy hour every day from 3 to 6 p.m. and all day on Thursday. Government Taco, 5621 Government Street.
Gulf Coast Office Products is a nationally recognized Savin office equipment dealer based right here in Louisiana. Over 100 employees strong, Gulf Coast has the boots on the ground to support all vertical markets from education, engineering, legal, and finance. With the latest in office technology from desktop to production segment units, Gulf Coast and Savin have the perfect fit for you. Call 225-756-2644. That's 756-2644 for Gulf Coast Office Products.
Bayou Chrysler Dodge Jeep Ram has $25,000 off new 22 Ram 1500 SCA trucks and incredible deals on all remaining 2022 inventory. All with Bayou's 1 million mile warranty. The crew at Bayou Automotive is going to do right by you.
Make this summer your backyard party year with Chris's Specialty Foods. Wings, burgers, brisket, steak, and boudin, plus great Cajun side dishes. We do all the prep and you enjoy laughing with friends and family. Chris's Specialty Foods, Millerville, New Orleans, Prairieville, and Frisco.
Everybody loves Chris's authentic Cajun meat.
I've been doing business with Luba for 25 years. They're dependable, trustworthy. It's just the attention to detail with our clients.
Our folks have years and years of experience. They're highly trained professionals, but many companies have that asset. What I'd like to think makes Luba a bit different is that we use those talents in a way that truly is dedicated to serving the needs of the folks who depend on us.
Get 3.99% financing on select 2023 models at Corvell Toyota in Opelousas. And we also have a large selection of pre-owned inventory. So come on down to Happy Town. That's Corvell Toyota in Opelousas, Happy Town, USA.
104.5 ESPN Baton Rouge in high definition. Simply tune to 98.1 and select HD2.
Before sliding out of town this summer, slide on through Small Slider.
It's Matt Moscona inviting you to join us for Thursday's AFR, presented by the Aesthetic Medicine and Anti-Aging Clinics of Louisiana. We'll preview the biggest topics as we look ahead to next week's SEC Football Media Days. Join us for Thursday's AFR, 3 to 6, 104.5 ESPN Baton Rouge.
The big hands were calloused. You looked like a mountain. For a minute I thought I was dead. But he started shaking, his big heart was breaking. He turned to the woman and said, "You picked a fine time to leave me, Lucille."
All-Star Toyota presents Off the Bench with Hester and T-Bob. ESPN Baton Rouge, New Orleans, Alexandria, and 1130 The Tiger.
So, the countdown to Nashville continues. But I texted, I have never heard my old man listen to country music. He loves classic rock, Led Zeppelin, Pink Floyd, Bob Marley, obsessed. A lot of old late 70s, early 80s love songs. But Dad, did you choose this country song? Did I have that correct?
Hell yes, that was late at night, about 3 in the morning. Me and Coach O was singing that a few times. You take the fine time to leave me, Lucille.
Wait, so
down and out. You got 4 hungry children, and you got a crop in the field, and man, we got to get things done. So yeah, I was saying that many a time, closing out a few clubs.
Wow, so this is UNO, cold beer, 3 a.m. up in Natchitoches, Louisiana. What would the bar have been? What would the name of the bar been?
It would have been the Keg or Cane River Company.
Okay. Shout out the Keg and Cane River Company.
And probably the utmost one, though, would have been, you had a Shell parking lot, the Bunker Club.
The Bunker
Club.
Club.
The Bunker Club, I always remember it because that Shell parking lot, and they played nothing but country music. So.
Okay, hell yeah, the Bunker Club. I'm sure y'all probably got in some fights over there as well at some point.
No, he did. I
just. We talked about it earlier. How do you feel about your boy's going to go coach Northwestern up in Chicago?
Man, he ain't going up there. It's too cold in Chicago. He ain't going up there. He's not. Now the money's right. He might change his mind.
No, he said no. He said he ain't doing it.
No, it might be Syracuse 2.0 if it was the money, but. No, yeah, he has great ties to Notre Dame and all that, but he said, Bob, it's cold up there. Now, the U at Miami, depending on what happens with Cristobal, that might be a different animal.
Oh, that's true. I guess I hadn't thought about that.
And so what a great combination between, Coach Joe. You have different exotic places you live in. People like your mom all live in Malibu or I'm in whatever. I'm on the Florida Panhandle. I'm living right on the ocean. Well, Coach O, think about this. He goes back and forth from Baton Rouge to Miami.
Yeah.
To show you how he feels about Baton Rouge and Miami. But people, talk about getting fired up and talking to Coach O. Do you have any famous or fun summer reads right now that I know you're looking at to get ready for football to get you fired up? Because I tell you, I have one.
Okay.
Well, what are you reading right now?
I am reading Philip and Alexander, a book about, Philip and Alexander of Macedon. So, the Greeks taking over the world from the
Alexander
Persians.
the Great and all that?
Yes, Alexander the Great. And Philip's his father who kind of set everything up and then died. Like, Philip took over Greece. And then he died right before they were about to go attack the Persians, and Alexander took it. And I just got to Alexander conquering Egypt. It's crazy.
Well, let me tell you what I'm reading right now, and this will make you want to go down on kickoff coverage.
Okay.
I'm reading The Ottoman.
Okay.
I'm intrigued. United States, we're getting ready. We're right on the cusp to celebrate 250 years of this great country. Well, the Ottomans lasted almost 650 years. It's really... if you look at the country of Turkey, it used to be Constantinople. Now it's Istanbul, the capital. It used to be called Anatolia.
Yep.
Well, it's a book by Mark David Baer. Let me read this right quick, what it is. Look.
Hell yeah.
That, we all know about the Mongols, how the Mongols had the largest empire, but something had to come after the Mongols.
Yep.
So it was the Turks. It was Osman, that's where they got the term Ottoman from. But much later, after the Mongols were no longer present in Anatolia, which is Turkey, yet while multiple Sunni Muslim Turkic rivals abounded, so they all fighting for power, Ottoman chroniclers searched for a way to distinguish their ancestors. They concocted a bizarre story of emasculating the enemy to turn the Ottomans into legitimate heirs of the Seljuks. The Seljuks now is all of a sudden coming the transition from the Mongols to what happened with the Ottomans. So they all fight for power.
Yeah.
Therefore, they wanted to distance themselves from the Mongols and Genghis Khan to show that we even better than them, to whom the Osman actually owned their lineage.
Yeah.
That's really, they want to pretend, we're better than the Mongols. No, you're the same people.
It's a classic ancient world technique. If you take power, you have to legitimize your bloodline. You have to legitimize your history in the eyes of the people.
This is the punch. Now, T-Bob, this is the punch to the line. They're right here. I like this. This is like related because we fired up for football. They related that one field battle when they were on top, and it was known as the Plain of Testicles because the victorious Seljuk cut the testicles off the defeated Mongol troops and sewed their skins together and covered them with felt and made tent awnings out of it. You want to talk about dropping your gonads and the Plain of Testicles.
Wait, so they cut these dudes' nuts off?
Talking about the Plain of Testicles, like 700-800 years later, that must have been one hell of a battle.
Okay, so they cut their testicles off and then they sewed the skin together to make tents?
Yes, yeah, and they in other words, because they were nomads and they would travel, and they would mix it and they covered the testicles with felt. And then that was their tent awnings that they made. And as they traveled, they move one tent to the other. Their opponents would see that. Yeah, those Mongols, we just kicked their butts. And we cut off all their testicles and we used their skin and we made tents out of it.
Well, you know what they say about the Seljuks' interior design? It's nuts. Oh, that boys. Well, hell yeah, man. I for one am ready to cut the nuts off of some Falcons. Desmond Ridder, I'll snip you right now. I did want to ask you a Saints question here because you kept it real with us during the Jameis era last year.
He did.
You came on this program and you shut down our Jameis excitement, and you said that if you were an alien coming and looking at Saints practice, that you would think that Andy Dalton was the starter. And lo and behold, it turns out you, being someone who's played 15 years of professional football, turns out professional quarterback, turns out you actually had pretty good insight in what you were watching. And so now apply the alien test to Derek Carr. Is he going to be capable of cutting off the NFC South's nutsacks?
Well, we're going to the Super Bowl. No.
Okay,
I'm going to keep it real. No, Derek Carr is truly a difference maker. Like Andy Dalton brings stability and winning. There's a reason why all of a sudden you look, Andy Dalton wasn't out of a job too long, right?
No.
Look, Carolina, they didn't know, bring Andy Dalton here. He brings a lot of stability, when the crap hits the fan. But he's not going to take you to that next level. Well, Derek Carr can take you to that next level. What I mean is, as a Saints fan, it's like going to the postseason. It can't be 3 straight seasons not going to the playoffs and getting to double-digit wins. So it's a difference. You all of a sudden have an 11-6 record, and think how you feel about yourself. You win the NFC South. You're hosting a playoff game. Then all of a sudden, if you're like 8-9, 9-8, maybe on the cusp, but not taking that next step. I'm not saying we're going to overtake the 49ers or the Eagles, but anything can happen in one game. It's not a series, but I think Derek Carr is that guy. And the reason why initially, some fans said, well, Hebert, you weren't so into Derek Carr. No, I just said he's not $150 million better than Andy Dalton. But it might be in the long run, he might be better if he's able to put the Saints in the postseason and do something and have a magical season. Because I said this, look, when you look at the schedule and how the stars are aligned, now we know what's going to happen with Alvin Kamara.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, I don't know, at least 6 games, but he's not going to jail at least. Hopefully, they suspend him now so we can start the season And what's going to be our game plan? I think they're going to utilize Taysom Hill more in the run game. But, no, I mean, shame on the Saints. If they don't get to double-digit wins, and I don't know, that should be enough maybe to win.
I mean, that's
the
on
NFC
DA.
South.
That's on DA, right? And the boys.
Yeah,
at that point.
that's why I said, Jacob, it's like all of a sudden, if they don't win, they got to fire everybody.
Yeah.
Y'all got to go.
Yeah.
Because this is the year they got to get it done. And Dennis Allen knows that. But I think it could be a special season. If they don't get to double-digit wins, then I'm calling them out big time.
Yeah.
So,
Okay.
but no, I think they should be able to have a great season that the fans are going to be proud of, and the Who Dat Nation will be like a phoenix rising out of the ashes.
Yes.
And all of a sudden, we're back. We're back. Come on. Oh, you're going to go with Desmond Ritter?
I know.
Desmond
Right.
Ritter, though. Desmond Ritter should have success with the Falcons. You look who they've invested in. They got a top receiver, potentially. From USC, they got the tight end, the top tight end, and then the running back from Texas with
Bijan.
I mean, so he got that those weapons around him.
True.
So if he's worth his salt, I don't care how young he is, that he should be able to have success with those guys around him. Obviously, Tampa Bay at the bottom of the barrel. I mean, again, Carolina. Okay, well, how Harris? So when is he truly ready to play? That's going to be interesting. That second Monday night game we play in Carolina, at Carolina. We got swept by them last year. We always think, oh, we better than them. We better than them. Well, then you got to beat them.
Yeah.
So that'll be interesting to see what's going to happen just with that matchup with Carolina. Because that's one thing. Even under Sean Payton, we've always had the Falcons' number and Tampa Bay's number. Against Carolina, this goes back to 2006.
True.
It's been a 50-50 ordeal, kind of like 50-50 whether we beat Carolina or not.
Hey, I want to ask you, you talked about the weapons for Ritter there. For Derek Carr, I mean, he's got the weapons around him, right? I mean, you look at the receivers, you look at what they've done to the tight end room, you look at the money they spent in free agency on a running back. They also spent a third-round pick on a running back. You mentioned AK. We expected him to probably miss more games than he's actually going to miss. I mean, there's no real excuses for Derek Carr, right?
No, but you know what? It could be an excuse. It was an Andy Dalton excuse or whatever. Now, I'm telling you, I don't like to say this, but he's an alpha dog. Now, the fans want him to be healthy. He's like right now, do they have a street clothes? Michael Thomas. He can't be like Zion and Brandon Ingram. We need him on the field because he has that kind of ability. I'll tell you, it'll make Chris Olave better. He'll make everybody better. Like Deuce says, Deuce and I was talking. When you look at the talent, you look on paper, it's amazing. But you can say, well, all teams deal with injuries. But I don't know. You look at your own team and the way the Saints are. I mean, is Andrews Pete, is he going to stub his toe or have an ingrown toenail? I think I'm going to miss 2 or 3 games. I mean, but we need the offensive line to gel and come together, have that continuity, and Michael Thomas staying healthy. And this is something we take for granted. The defense has to continue to play and be the perception is not a top 5, at least a top 10 defense. And that'll be interesting to see in the interior. You use defensive tackles, and that's something. Oh, the defense is going to be fine. They're going to be good. Because I think right now, I know in Saints history, and I think if you look at the whole core of the Saints, that's something maybe that LSU's concerned about, maybe more on the safety position than cornerback.
Yeah.
But the Saints, this might be the greatest cornerback room ever. Like, again, on paper,
wow.
Can Lattimore play the whole season? Lattimore. You look at Paulson and Debo. Olante Taylor, he might end up beating out Paulson and Debo, and I think they're all starters. Then you're talking about like a fourth guy like Bradley Roby, the season pro. He is to be in the slot. That's really a strength of the team. So the defense, look, they got to play just how they've been playing. They don't have to be better. The one thing they have to do, we have the number 2 pass defense. We just got to intercept the ball more. We got to take it away. Well, we were terrible in takeaways last year. So all those little things, when you look at and you break down the numbers, where I'm looking for, like come early October, let's say a handful of games, 4 or 5 games. How about we be +4 in the turnover margin instead of -4?
Yeah.
Or something like that. That's going to dictate whether you're undefeated or you only have 1 loss and you get off to a great start.
The legend, KG Cannon. Are you going to watch the new Netflix show, Quarterback?
I didn't even know they had that.
Yeah, it just dropped yesterday. They follow Pat Mahomes, Kirk Cousins, and Marcus Mariota for all of last year. I haven't watched it. It's like behind the scenes.
I've never gotten the Cannon's take on Kirk Cousins.
I bet you. Okay, hold on. I'm going to guess. I'm guessing he thinks Cousins gets hated on too much. Where do you stand on Kirk Cousins?
Yes, Kirk Cousins.
Yeah.
You asking me if he gets, yes. Not everybody can be Pat Mahomes. Everybody wants the most unbelievable franchise quarterback. Again, Kirk Cousins, like Andy Dalton. Now, Kirk Cousins getting paid a whole lot more money than Andy Dalton, but they bring stability. They'll never have 32 legitimate starting quarterbacks in the NFL. You might have, they're always looking for 10 or 12. You might have 20. You never have even 10 franchise quarterbacks. You can have 7 to 8, but are you a legit starter? That's why all I know is Kirk Cousins came to the Dome and beat us in the playoffs. And then he looked like we were sending him to the Hall of Fame. Like, you remember when we lost to the 49ers in 2011, Alex Smith. Alex Smith, Pat Mahomes didn't play the first year, if you remember. They wanted to slowly bring him in, Andy Reid. Pat Mahomes came in that second year. Alex Smith brought the stability, like Andy Dalton. So you need those guys. And you might say, well, there's a lot of those guys. No, they're not.
True.
They might try to be a starter, but those were starters in the National Football League who brought consistency to their team. But that 2011 game, Alex Smith, look at that comeback he had. It's like we put him like a first ballot Hall of Famer how he played against us.
God, I'll never forget that. We were talking about painful Saints memories yesterday. I'm shocked actually nobody brought that up. I guess the no call just kind of was even more.
Well, the no
brutal.
call, but T-Bob, they tell you that 2011 game, that was the greatest Saints team in history.
I know.
I'm telling you. They didn't win.
Jake's boy, Darren Sproles, was on the team.
Yeah. Hey, that Darren Sproles, listen, I remember that game. We were down. We had 5 turnovers. We're down by 17 points. We come back under 5 minutes, take the lead twice in San Francisco, and we lost that game. That's when Greg Williams is trying to be too cute, and it was like the third and forever, and he's blitzing, and that's when Vernon Davis burned Malcolm Jenkins.
Yeah.
And I'll tell you, that's one reason why they didn't sign Malcolm Jenkins long term, because they figured, we could be aggressive. Malcolm Jenkins is like a cornerback guarding a tight end. We got like almost 2 yards behind Malcolm Jenkins, and Alex Smith hit him. And then that's when they had the drive and we ended up losing that game. But you look at that game and the total yardage we had. You look at Kurt Warner and all, the greatest show on turf. The Saints became the new greatest show on turf. And then Peyton Manning did better than that, a total offense. But that year, the Saints were unbelievable what they did as far as just leading the league.
They set like the first down record, didn't they, or something along those lines?
Yes, it's like 4 or 5 records. It was they were like a machine offensively, and they were opportunistic defensively. No, I'll tell you that, and just watching it and then practicing on how they played. To me, that was the best team in Saints history. But you didn't win anything, so obviously you always reflect on the Super Bowl. No, but the no call, you can't beat that. You can't get cheated and win in the NFL. It's too hard. I mean, that's the same thing. If you have a Saints game, you look at these officials, the NFL has enough money. You can't have nobody from Mississippi, I can't think of the young lady's name, from Pascagoula, Mississippi, doing a Saints game. Or you can't have, I know Carl Johnson from Thibodeau. He can't be doing a Saints game. Come on, it just looks shady, especially now with the gambling involved, where you can't have an official from Santa Barbara doing the Saints and the Rams game. In the playoffs. If you're from Louisiana, Mississippi, you got to go do like the Buffalo Bills and the Jets or something.
Yeah.
You because it just, especially with all the money involved, it can't be because you might say, it could be fair, but if you grew up down here, how can you not be a Saints fan or aware of the Saints, and then you tend to say, then you just make a call if it's so close, maybe in your team's favor. So you just can't do that. Especially, I think, in the future, because now with social media and all that, and what happened, no call, that can never happen again. But it's a shame that it happened to the Saints.
I know. Well, it's not a shame? You waking up with us this morning. This is so much fun. We do have to go to break. It sucks. I could talk to you all morning long. The Cajun Cannon, my father, Bobby Joseph Hebert Jr., I'm the third. We now got a Quad Bob as well, holding it down.
Quad Bob.
That's right.
Well, job. And just remember this today. When you greet someone, they look it up. Remember the plane of the testicles.
Yes.
So
I
the
will
field
keep the
of
plane of the
battle,
testicles
the
right
plane
next
of
to
the
my own testicles for the rest of this day. As we look to do battle with the enemy. All right, Dad, take it easy. I love you.
All
Talk
right,
to you
take
later.
care. Talk to y'all later.
All right, later, man. I can't wait till that man retires and we get to do a podcast together.
Yeah, it's going to be so good.
Okay, so y'all already know the next segment's going to be just in and out because we don't want to cut the cannon. We'll be back with more at TB later.
Off the bench with Hester and T-Bob.
Go to Riverlands Insurance, 225-206-1517, 225-206-1517. You go to Riverlands today, you call that number, you're calling Thomas email, right? It's going to get in touch with Thomas and Megan. They are the father-daughter combo that is just taking the insurance world by storm. So many, we get texts almost daily about people who have called and taken advantage. They save hundreds to thousands of dollars, and it's any type of insurance, okay? Home, auto, business. I just do radio, right? Like, I don't know all the different types of insurances, but they do, and they're from, and Riverlands is Louisiana, and so they understand the intricacies of the market. Bottom line, call it up, let them shop for you, let them save you money today.
That number is 225-206-1517, but don't let the 225 fool you. Certainly in Baton Rouge and the surrounding areas, but throughout the state of Louisiana, no matter where you're at, 318-985-337504. Doesn't matter. You can call Thomas today. Call him right now, 225-206-1517.
Our listeners fire off their opinions on the jimsfirearms.net hotline at 499-1045. Keep listening for your next chance to shoot us your thoughts with the jimsfirearms.net hotline on 1045 ESPN Baton Rouge.
Just the way you want it. All new Bayou Ford vehicles come with a 1 million mile powertrain warranty. The crew at Bayou Ford is going to do right by you.
The world's leaders in obesity research, obesity medicine, and obesity science are right here.
We're doing something that no one's ever done or trying to answer a question that no one's ever asked before.
Pennington is a real jewel when it comes to research.
We are finding the solutions to the world's worst chronic disease, which is obesity. Louisiana needs Pennington Biomedical.
Here at Corval Toyota in Opelousas, we have in stock 2023 Toyota Tundras, and you can get $1,000 special edition bonus cash. $1,000 bonus cash. So come on down to Happy Town. That's Corval Toyota in Opelousas, Happy Town, USA.
Bayou Chrysler Dodge Jeep Ram has $25,000 off new 22 Ram 1500 SCA trucks and incredible deals on all remaining 2022 inventory. All with Bayou's 1 million mile warranty. The crew at Bayou Automotive is going to do right by you.
Electricity is all around us, and our families depend on it. Every day is sparked by the power of a cold drink or a warm meal, a movie night, and a comforting light at the end of a dark hallway. From sunrise to sunset, playtime to bedtime, our team is ready to take care of your electrical needs. Even in the case of an after-hours emergency, the light in your life shines brighter with Mr. Electric.
When is a taco more than just a taco? When it's Government Taco. Voted best tacos 3 years in a row by 225 Magazine, Government Taco puts the most delicious spin on tacos the capital area has ever seen. With creative combinations like the Magna Carrot, the Filibuster, or the Steak of the Union. Plus perfect tortilla chips paired with the best salsa and queso you've ever had. And happy hour every day from 3 to 6 p.m. and all day on Thursday. Government Taco, 5621 Government Street.
The importance of doing this fortified program and offering it to people down here is, number one, the only real chance you're going to get to do this is when you put on a new roof or build new. And through companies like HUDCO, who's kind of leading the way in this thing, it's going to offer the customers a huge advantage in the insurance market and the price of their insurance.
You know, we're not looking to make a fortune off fortifying. We're trying to give you a better product than our competitor at the moment. I'm trying to do something that he can. I'm trying to give you something better. So a lot of these insurance jobs, you're getting a re-roof, you're only paying your deductible. Let's sit down and talk about the fortified, and let's see.
Jimmy out for the Thursday edition of Live at Lunch, live from Jolie Pearl Oyster Bar. Dwayne Colucci, Tim Murray from Beeson, Matt Humans, Paul Stone. A lot of guests for you. Thursday edition of Live at Lunch from Jolie Pearl on 104.5 ESPN Baton Rouge.
All-Star Toyota presents Off the Bench with Hester and T-Bob. ESPN Baton Rouge, New Orleans, Alexandria, and 1130 The Tiger.
Growing up to ride on a freight train leaving town, not knowing where
Hey, Dudley Rogers says, T-Bob, you're missing a huge opportunity now doing Father Son podcast of the Cannon. No, trust me, I fully want to do this. I think that it just probably has to do till he's not doing, full-time radio, because he does work his ass off over there on L. And, we both have bosses that would probably want to try to control that. And so, I don't know. We'll see. Eventually, though, that is, I would love to do that. That would be my plan for sure.
Yeah, I mean, look, come on. It's father-son. You can't control that. Like,
yeah.
What's the name? Do we have a name already picked out?
No. I haven't thought about that.
A lot of possibilities.
Yeah. Maybe like a little football, a little life, maybe a little history thrown in as well. You could tell where I get the history stuff from, for sure. All right, look, Josh Pate, late kick, coming up next here on OTB. Keep it locked. Going to be a lot of fun.
Off the Bench with Hester and T-Bob.
Go to Aggiton Baton Rouge, AggitonBR.com, AggitonBR.com. All your AC, heating, and electrical needs, you want Aggiton. You want to take control of your comfort zone. It's hot as hell out there, boss. That's not even exaggeration. It is really scorching, okay? And that means your system's running overtime, right? You know the worst thing possible to happen would be something catastrophic, got to get the whole thing replaced. You know how you avoid that? You get Active to come out, do a little check-in, make sure you're good to go. If you join the Star Club membership, they'll do that on their own. You don't lift a finger, and they just maintain and make sure for a flat fee, they just make sure that you avoid those catastrophic issues. Service to the highest degree, Accutemp of Baton Rouge.
That's exactly what you're going to get. You'll go to the website. You can schedule that appointment online. Remember, they're going to show you exactly who's coming to your home. They're going to give you a profile, a picture, a little bit about that person so you know who's coming into your home, and you know you're going to get 5-star service as well. AccutempBR.com.
Oh, hey, what's up? It's Big D and Bubba, 100.7 The Tiger Morning Show. We'd love for you to join us every weekday, 4 a.m. till 9 a.m.
Yeah, everything you want in a show. Country music. We got laughs. We got celebrity in-studio guests. We just need you.
Join us every weekday morning, 4 a.m. to 9 a.m., right where it all started.
That's right. Louisiana's country station, 100.7 The Tiger.
Dylan Cruz here to tell you about Six Rings Baseball and Softball Camp. If you live on the North Shore and play ball, go to Six Rings Camps with former LSU assistant coach Dan Canaveri. His knowledge is second to none, and your child will improve and have fun doing it. Camps were held at Coquille Park and Six Rings Academy in Covington with 4 sessions over the summer. Full day and morning only sessions are available from ages 7 to 13. Go to sixringsbaseball.com or call 985-206-9096. Learn the game to love the game.
Follow us on Twitter at 1045ESPN to cast your vote in the Citizens Bank and Trust poll of the day. Vote daily inside Off the Bench, live at lunch on Palmer. And after further review, Citizens Bank and Trust brings you the poll of the day via Twitter at 1045ESPN.
Gulf Coast Office Products is a nationally recognized Savin office equipment dealer based right here in Louisiana. Over 100 employees strong, Gulf Coast has the boots on the ground to support all vertical markets from education, engineering, legal, and finance. With the latest in office technology from desktop to production segment units, Gulf Coast and Savin have the perfect fit for you. Call 225-756-2644. That's 756-2644 for Gulf Coast Office Products.
I've been doing business with Luba for 25 years. They're dependable, trustworthy. It's just the attention to detail with our clients.
Our folks have years and years of experience. They're highly trained professionals. But many companies have that asset. What I'd like to think makes Luba a bit different is that we use those talents in a way that truly is dedicated to serving the needs of the folks who depend on us.
When is a taco more than just a taco? When it's Government Taco. Voted best tacos 3 years in a row by 225 Magazine, Government Taco puts the most delicious spin on tacos the capital area has ever seen. With creative combinations like the Magna Carrot, the Filibuster, or the Steak of the Union. Plus perfect tortilla chips paired with the best salsa and queso you've ever had. And happy hour every day from 3 to 6 p.m. and all day on Thursday. Government Taco, 5621 Government Street.
Hey there, little buddy. What's the matter?
What's the matter? My window?
Good morning, everybody. It is 9 a.m. on Thursday, July 13th. Today in Baton Rouge, expect sunny skies with a high of 97. Coming up on OTBOT, we talk college football with Josh Pate of the Late Kick coming up next, and we have a new edition of Munchies with Chef Michael Johnson at 9:15. You can follow today's show on Twitter, Instagram, and TikTok at OTB_ESPN, or catch us on YouTube at the 1045 ESPN channel. OTBOT, live from the Mercedes-Benz of Baton Rouge studio, starts now.
Let we go!
All-Star Toyota presents Off the Bench with Jacob Hester and T-Bob Hebert.
Yeah!
Off the Bench with Hester and T-Bob.
Hey, P, they said I gotta come off the bench.
All-Star Toyota presents Off the Bench with Hester and T-Bob. Yo, yo, yo.
Yo, what's happening, y'all? Welcome back to OTB. T-Bob, Jake Martin, Taylor hanging out with you right now. Our distinct pleasure to be joined by a man who has created a college football empire the hard way, by grinding, by doing, no offseason. A man who just loved college football so dearly, he said, I should talk about this, and now he's got the biggest college football show out there. I mean, certainly on YouTube, absolutely smashes. It's Late Kick with Josh Pate. I don't really need to introduce him because you already know who he is. Josh, what's going on, man? Thanks so much for joining us, dude. How are we feeling today?
I can't believe I'm here. I cannot believe I'm here. And by here, I don't mean the abstract stuff you're talking about on top of whatever. I literally mean on this show. I cannot believe I'm here. It's an honor.
Well, it's great to have you, and we've got a lot to talk about. I want to start. I want to start here. I'm gonna give you a take, and I want you to tell me if I'm wrong or not. And I'm going to start with the big boy, as you do, the kind of bread and butter here. I am a firm believer. Take it to the mat. I will put money on it. Georgia will not win a third natty in a row. True or false?
So that's one of those Georgia or the field things, right?
Yes, essentially that is what it boils down to. But I'm just focusing more on the fact that it just doesn't happen. I think Minnesota did it. It was like pre-World War II, though. It just does not happen. And I think everybody's just looking at they don't realize what they had in Stetson Bennett. I'm telling you, bro.
Yeah, and I loved watching those Minnesota teams back then too.
Yeah,
I was thinking about this last night. Some people like sit in bed at night worried about their mortgage or, if their kids are going to eat college. I actually sat in bed last night thinking about how I would answer this, and I did not know you were going to ask me this today.
Oh, wow.
Because your instinct is obviously never to pick someone to three-peat or even repeat. Most of the time you don't pick them to win the title, period.
Yes.
And yet I also ask myself, okay, well, if I'm going to say no, if I'm going to be the rebel, because I'm from Georgia, so trust me, it is a rebellious opinion to say they're not going to repeat in the state of Georgia. Who am I picking? But that's the whole point. You don't have to pick someone. You can think Texas has an 8% shot, LSU has a 12% shot, Bama's got a 24% shot. It just adds up. And so, yes, there is no part of me, at least from the neck up, that could square picking someone to three-peat in July when I know I've got the entire field out there. So I actually don't think you're crazy. I don't think that's a hot take. Yeah. However, I would like to take you to Tifton, Georgia, or Albany, Georgia, or beautiful Dahlonega, Georgia. And I'd just like to put you on the town square, set you up with Georgia's not going to repeat tell me I'm wrong at a table. And we'll see
Bruh,
how
I
that
ain't
goes.
scared. Look, I grew up in Alpharetta, okay? I know them Georgia boys. I grew up in LSU fan in enemy territory thanks to my grandpa, so I know how to handle myself. I go up to Athens and I'll hold it down. I'm not worried. I have to deal with Aaron Murray every day. Who Aaron
Here's the
Murray
thing.
yesterday's hitting me with, Georgia's schedule isn't that easy. They're just too good. Like, what?
Oh, no, he did.
Yes,
No,
yes.
Aaron. There are a million pro Georgia arguments you can make. Don't go down that road. Please look at the dead end sign. It's flashing for a reason.
Oh, gosh. Hey, Josh, every offseason, too, we overinflate teams. And when it becomes time for them to flex their muscles, they end up looking like Popeye before he eats the spinach, right?
Looks like Popeye after.
Yeah, he kind of does afterwards. Like A&M, obviously, was that team a year ago. Who's that team for you this offseason that's overinflated right now? A lot of discussion going their way, but at the end of the day, they won't be there.
Well, I'll tell you the one I worry about is FSU. I don't know. First off, we don't talk pre-Popeye enough. Everyone throws Barry Bonds under the bus. No one wants to talk about how Popeye got there.
That's
we
very
just accept
true.
spinach.
I mean,
Yeah.
don't even get me started on Captain America.
Yeah, I mean,
it's a literal injection.
That's true. That's very
and
fair.
we're like, yeah, America, hell yeah.
Yeah,
We're
that's
built,
fair.
yeah.
That's fair. That's fair.
So, Florida State right now. I'm a glass half full kind of guy this time of year. So you don't find many segments, at least on Late Kick, where I'm saying, burn down this prediction magazine. They're dead wrong on this team. But I know in years past, there's always this team that people fall in love with in June, July, August, aka preview magazine season, and they end up burning you. Maybe they go 9-3 and have a decent year, but they're just a little overinflated, as you said. So Florida State, if you wanted to make the convenient argument that they're overinflated a little bit, I go back to that blue chip ratio Bud puts out every spring and summer, and the track record on that thing says the 50% threshold is that magical threshold. Like, you don't get in title contention or win a title if your blue chip ratio isn't at least 50% or higher. Well, they killed it in the portal, and so an FSU fan would say, ignore our recruiting because our portal additions have made up for it. But even when you add those players in, they're at 41%. Yeah. So then the next thing they would say is, okay, but what about last year? We had a lower than 50% number last year, and look how we finished. And then the detractor comes back on the other side of the debate stage and says, yeah, but who did you beat? Which is an argument I hate. But at this point, if it's convenient for me, I'll use it. And they faced 3 ranked teams in the middle of the season, and they lost 3 in a row, and then they went on to win the rest of their games. Now, that doesn't always mean anything towards the next year, but we're not talking about FSU as threatening to win double-digit games. Some people are talking about them as threatening to make the playoffs or do more than that. And, man, like, selfishly for college football, I'd love to see it. But I tiptoe. Like, I write those predictions in pencil instead of Sharpie.
You know who I'm feeling friskier and friskier about, who I'm starting to fall in love with more and more, is Michigan. Getting this thing figured out and pushing it across the finish line. I know we rolled our eyes, or at least I did, kind of at the beat Ohio State practice period. Well, look at what happened. Now they have beat UGA. They have all the returning talent. They've got a handle on the Big Ten. Outside of Georgia, would Michigan or who would be your number one favorite to win the Natty? If you had to place one bet.
Yeah, I think the word you're looking for is hoops, actually. And hoops I would pick is right in line with what you're saying. I think it's really funny how there are some teams that get eternal benefit of the doubt in the public conscious. And then there are other teams where no matter how many times they prove it, Utah is another one. It does not matter. Year after year they prove it. They automatically get put back in the on-deck circle at the beginning of next year. So with Michigan, I just think people believe they don't have an explosive enough offense to win a title, and that's going to be the case until they prove it wrong. But with Harbaugh and that whole beat Georgia thing, you know what's funny with me about him? And I agree with your assessment, so I'm going with Michigan too. Okay. What I think funny about Harbaugh is when you tell the story about him 30 years down the road, however it ends, this period where a lot of people thought he should be fired, and then all of a sudden he turns it around. Normally that coincides with radical changes inside a program and radical changes after someone looks in the mirror and faces the hard truth about themselves. Harbaugh did none of that. In fact, he went and interviewed for NFL jobs. The only reason he's still there is he didn't get them, including interviewing for one on National Signing Day 2 years ago. And all he did was turned the thing around by being himself. And so that beat Georgia thing, I guarantee you, man, you guys know, with as big as athletic departments are now, and you've got entire SID departments, and you got people worried about PR more so than they ever have, most programs would freak out if that information leaked. They couldn't care less. They just went on about their business and said, we're not reacting, but we're still going to do things the way we're doing it. And so I don't think that even moved the needle up there the way it would have normally. I'm excited to watch them this year because out of all these other teams, they've got the fewest questions. They may not have the absolute most stacked roster, but they've got the fewest questions out of the remaining contenders.
All right, Josh, obviously, like we've gone almost 10 minutes and haven't asked you about LSU being here in Baton Rouge. We got to go ahead and get that out of the way. Tigers have high expectations this year. They win the West last year. They have that opener against that Florida State team that you talked about there. Alabama, obviously, media days, a lot of people talking about the disrespect towards Alabama, and it's not justified. Where do you have the Tigers in the pecking order, maybe, and some of the top teams in the country?
It'll be LSU and Alabama up there. I have no clue if you made me vote today. I have no clue which way I'd go. But also, I think that for those who are interested in the Heisman conversation, which is really popular this time of year, it always centers around quarterback. And if you look at the odds market, Jaden Daniels is up there in the odds market. What I think is interesting is when you look at the transfer portal additions LSU's made, I think it opens the door for Perkins to make a legitimate run, as much of a run as a defensive player can make at the Heisman Trophy. And it's ironic because we're talking about LSU and Bama, like Dallas Turner at Alabama and Harold Perkins at LSU. Those are the two defensive players in the country, if I circle two, that would have a shot at being in that conversation. So that's real fun. You get the fact that LSU goes to Tuscaloosa this year. That's real fun. Mm-hmm. And then the third thing that's the most fun for me, if we can hit our rewind button again for just a second, is this time last year, the most popular topics around LSU were, is that Brian Kelly's real accent? He looks like a clown dancing in recruiting videos, and he's not a good fit down here, whatever that means and meant. And so I, at the time, said, and still do feel a little validated in saying, if you know Brian Kelly, both you guys have been around him, so this is not a mystery to you, but the rest of the country is shocked to find, if you know Brian Kelly and his real personality, he's actually a better fit in Louisiana at LSU than he was at Notre Dame, which flies in the face of all conventional wisdom that existed a year ago. And so that still exists, is my point. And so in Topeka, Kansas, or Fresno, California, or Tucson, Arizona, there are people who literally think last year was sort of a flash in the pan, slap everyone in the back of the head and then run away sort of year for LSU. That's not going to be the case. You've got a 30-plus year proven track record of that guy as a head coach. All you did was put him in a more fertile recruiting ground. That's all you did. You gave him a more passionate fan base. But all of a sudden he's going to fall off from what he's been doing? I never believed that. That to me is the stretch. It's not the stretch to think he's going to succeed there. So anyway, I say all that to say I expect yet another tight race this year. I don't know that there was any skill this time last year in saying LSU is going to win the West.
No.
Just like I don't think there's a ton of skill right now in saying Bama's going to reclaim it. I do think there's skill in saying I'm looking really forward to it.
Josh, I got to ask you a question. Earlier here, you mentioned from the neck up, and I don't know if you hear this often, but you, to me, have one of the most interesting body compositions I've ever seen. Because from the neck up, you have this kind of almost like beautiful cherubic face, these blue eyes, and then when you go down, bro, you're jacked. Like, really jacked. Like, I remember watching last year, and I was kind of like, damn, dude, I need to get back in the weight room a little bit here, dude. I mean, are people kind of shocked? Do you feel that disconnect? Do you hear this often? Am I off base here?
Could you describe my eyes again?
Beautiful blue eyes, just set in a nice cherubic face. Just a wonderful, symmetrical cherubic face. And then those big arms.
That. Yeah. So I never, my staff would argue otherwise, but I actually didn't think about how we appear, like how we make me appear on camera. I just said, put a desk in front of me. I'm going to wear the same white T-shirt every day. We're going to do the show in the most simplistic way possible. I do that, by the way, because once upon a time, there was a certain general manager at a certain local station that argued with me fervently. It's all about presentation. You've got to wear a suit to talk about sports on air. People won't take you seriously. So not that I'm bitter. It's not that I hold grudges, but I said if I can spend $3 on my wardrobe for the rest of time, why spend anything more than $3? But look, here's the blessing. The blessing is if you can make your own schedule, that means you can work out every day. You can make time to go to the gym every day. So I think it would be dumb not to do it. And I don't really have any other hobbies. I do the show, and I go work out, and that's pretty much the caveman existence I like to live up here in Nashville.
Yes. Oh, wait, Josh, I know we're keeping you long. I apologize, but I have one more question I got to ask. Will you join me in the Corn Hub? I've changed my name to T-Cobb. Jake's in too. He's now Jake Husker because they have fullback play coming in.
Yep.
I believe Kansas is going to win 8 games with
What
a bowl
about
game.
Nebraska?
Or what did I say? Kansas, Nebraska. I believe Nebraska is – I love Jalen Daniels. I had Jalen Daniels on mine. You saw the watch yesterday. I believe Nebraska's going to win 8 games with the bowl game next year. Come on. Let's go. Join me.
Have you guys missed the fact that every Saturday morning I've literally been posting a picture of myself in a cornfield?
That's what called it to mind because you mentioned the caveman existence, and that is a caveman-like activity, wandering through the cornfields.
Yeah, I'm not hard to recruit, so I'm in. You got me.
Hell yeah, dude. Hell yeah, Corn Hub Hive goes stronger every single
I mean, they had a fullback-only camp. They had me at hello.
Yeah. He's healed the wounds of Solich.
Yeah.
Like, it's all, the writing is all, and look at the recruiting, guys. They've actually recruited better than every Big Ten team, save for the Big Three. Josh Pate.
There's a kid up there. There's like the number 2 tight end in the country happens to be in Nebraska. So they've beaten Georgia for a kid already this cycle. By the way, just you didn't keep me long. I could sit here all day. But Scott Frost, to Matt Rule, and Paul Chryst, now to Luke Fickell, the Big Ten is like not so quietly massively upgrading at the head coaching position.
True.
I think that's one of the byproducts of pumping huge media money into the conference is those TV networks look at you and say, yeah, Ohio State, Michigan, and Penn State are great. You guys got to give us more from your third tier.
Yeah.
You guys got to give us more from Indiana, Purdue, and Iowa, Minnesota than you've been giving us. And I think that when you see subsequent coaching jobs coming open, they are really going to put the pedal down and emphasize legit head coaching hires moving forward in that conference, the way they've done it in the SEC for a while. It doesn't always work out, but it's not because people don't spend a ton of money and try.
Yeah, exactly, right? The money, money. It's like anything else in life. That rolls in, and you can take bigger swings. Josh Pate, Late Kick Josh, absolute legend. I'm subbed. I'm sure you are as well if you're listening, but if not, at Late Kick with Josh Pate on YouTube. Every single day, keeping you ready to go on, or I guess not technically every day, but you get the point. Keeping you ready to go, no off season. Josh, thank you so much, man.
I appreciate you guys having me.
Absolutely,
Thanks,
bro.
Josh.
And looking forward to college football season. We'll talk to you again.
Next time we have him on, we need to ask him about the teams out west. I'd be curious to see.
Yeah, that's true.
And I know that you hadn't had him in a while, so we've had to kind of go all over the place, different conferences. Had to certainly get an LSU question in there. But I'd like to hear his take, maybe because he mentioned Utah there.
Yep.
How we always put them, how we always put them on the on deck circle. They're never up to bat after they win the championship back-to-back years. And it's a great point. I'd love to know his pecking order because I've got USC 3 right now out west.
Well, and was it you who told us too that like TCU out of the last 14 years, 7 of them they finished in the top 5?
Yeah, of the last 14
or
seasons.
7.
Yeah, the last 14 seasons, 7 times TCU has finished 7th or better.
And yet I still feel like TCU's like barely even my brain, I have to remind myself that, no, this is a legitimate Power 5 team.
Of those 7, 3 of them have been top 3
finishes.
Now it's 14 years, but still, like, if there was one day we're going to get to a massive 32-team super conference NFL style, I'm sitting there thinking, like, would TCU get an invite? Because if not,
that's crazy.
Look at everything they've done on the football field, what Gary Patterson built, what Sonny Dykes continues to do there in Fort Worth, and I don't know that they would get an invite. And they've proven it on the field.
If we go to 32 teams, I think they would.
They'd
But your
be in
point
that
stands. But your point
27
stands.
to 32
should be an
range,
auto-inclusion.
right? Yeah.
Objectively. What has Texas done the past 14 years? That.
Wet fart.
When we get back, more OTB. Oh, Munchies coming up next. See your questions in the chat.
OTB, OT.
All-Star Toyota at BatonRouge.com. All-Star Toyota at BatonRouge.com. Earlier we were talking about buying a truck and putting truck nuts on it. Well, you can do that. You buy a big old Tundra, Bo. Toyota Tundra is nice. Maybe a little smaller truck, a little more work truck, like a Tacoma or something. I don't know. or maybe the Sienna, the minivan. The point is, at All-Star Toyota Baton Rouge, right there off of Airline Highway, they have the best selection with the best people, an excellent website where you can start to explore what they can offer. You can even order the car right there on the website if you deem fit. Go to All-Star Toyota Baton Rouge, allstartoyotabatonrouge.com.
Yeah, go to the website today if you're looking to buy new, if you're looking to lease, and certainly if you're looking to rent. It is still July. You still have a vacation that's probably coming up. Maybe you still got a travel ball tournament of some sort, volleyball, softball, baseball, whatever it is. You need more space. You need more room. Well, go rent a Toyota today. Per day rental prices, Sienna, Sequoia. If you need something a little bit bigger, All-Star Toyota of BatonRouge.com.
In times of need, get a full list of phone numbers, websites, and other important emergency information on the Demco Stormwatch page at 1045ESPN.com.
There it is, the extra mile, on the border of expected and extraordinary for those willing to go further, like vans customized for work or play, with safety and tech to keep you connected. Supported by a 5-star sales, service, and finance team, and backed by the 1-star you know. So go the extra mile. It's never crowded, because so few have what it takes to go there. Mercedes-Benz Vans.
Rev Business started small in 1935. We built our reputation by providing hometown service with Louisiana hustle. For nearly 90 years, we've expanded across our great state, through the swamps and across the Mississippi, bringing fiber optics from the capital to the North Shore and down the bayou to the coast, all to connect your business with the world. Rev is about big business technology with small business personal service, powerful solutions, unmatched local service. Rev Business.
Hello, Samantha, dear, I hope you're feeling fine. And it won't be long until I'm with you all the time. But until then, I spend my money up right down on my last dime. Come on, in Baton Rouge. I'm ready, what you put me on through. Gotta send my love down the
Dylan Cruz here to tell you about Six Rings Baseball and Softball Camp. If you live on the North Shore and play ball, go to Six Rings Camps with former LSU assistant coach Dan Canaveri. His knowledge is second to none, and your child will improve and have fun doing it. Camps were held at Coquille Park and Six Rings Academy in Covington with 4 sessions over the summer. Full day and morning only sessions are available from ages 7 to 13. Go to sixringsbaseball.com or call 985-206-9096. Learn the game to love the game.
Gulf Coast Office Products is a nationally recognized Savin office equipment dealer based right here in Louisiana. Over 100 employees strong, Gulf Coast has the boots on the ground to support all vertical markets, from education, engineering, legal, and finance. With the latest in office technology, from desktop to production segment units, Gulf Coast and Savin have the perfect fit for you. Call 225-756-2644. That's 756-2644 for Gulf Coast Office Products.
I've been doing business with Luba for 25 years. They're dependable, trustworthy. It's just the attention to detail with our clients.
Our folks have years and years of experience. They're highly trained professionals. But many companies have that asset. What I'd like to think makes Luba a bit different is that we use those talents in a way that truly is dedicated to serving the needs.
It's on. Join me for a Wednesday edition of the Hunt Palmer Show. Rougarani Rants is going to join us to talk Rougarou, and we'll react to the entirety of the Major League Baseball draft. Hunt Palmer Show, 1 to 3 weekdays, 104.5 ESPN Baton Rouge.
To the town of our free rode a stranger one fine day. Hardly spoke to folks around him, didn't have too much to say. No one dared to ask his business, no one dared to make a slip. The stranger there among them had a big iron on his hip.
OTB OT with Hester and T-Bob on 104.5 ESPN Baton Rouge and 94.7 ESPN Alexandria.
He came riding from the south side, slowly looking all around.
Welcome back.
Did you listen to this like I asked you to yesterday?
No, I completely forgot. I love this, though. This is great. I mean, you know me, dude. My brain Mike Gannon, shots. Pew, 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 pew. Shots, explosive. Defense. Munchies. Chef Michael Johnson. Chef, what's going on, Bo? How are we feeling today?
I'm good, man.
We're feeling good, too. You know why?
How's that?
We're going to Nashville next week for SEC Me Days. I've never been to Nashville, dude. I'm hyped.
Yeah, cool city.
What's the food scene like?
They got some really great chefs in Nashville. One of my favorite chefs actually is an Indian chef, and she makes some of the best curry I've ever had in my life. I can't remember the name of her right off the top of my head, man, but she's world renowned, and if you look it up, it'll come immediately to you. But if you like curry, man, oh my gosh, she's got some really fantastic restaurants.
I don't know that I've actually sat down and had curry. I'm not
really.
Yeah.
Oh, man.
I know.
Yeah.
I'm thinking about it out loud. What a weird blind spot to have. We're gonna get that fixed. Hashtag Munchies, where Chef answers all of your culinary queries. How do we feel about why is it called Nashville hot chicken, Chef? When you dip it and it's got the sauce dripping off it and all that.
Yeah, well, I mean, it has to do with the spices going into it. I mean, they spice it the whole way through. I mean, it's meant to be called Nashville hot just because of all the stuff that they put into it. Like there's spice in the batter, there's spice in the crumb, and then like the dressings that go along with it. I don't know. I love Nashville hot chicken, man. It's something special.
I agree.
I think it's a good time of the year too. Like sweating while you're eating food. There's this like cooling sensation that happens, and gosh, having a cooling sensation right now would not be too bad.
What's the hottest you've ever been in a kitchen? And I mean like physically hottest, because I know it has to get insane in there sometimes.
Yeah, I remember a particularly miserable Amazon event in Seattle and you would think it would be in Louisiana, right? But we were under a tent, and Amazon didn't want the tent doors open, seeing the employees working back there. They just wanted the burgers grilled. So it was an awful idea. We were inside of a tent with fans on one end and an open door on the other, trying to keep air moving through there. And they were all charcoal grills, right? So I sent 3 people to the hospital for smoke inhalation because Amazon refused to allow us to, open the tent up. And at some point I just said, to hell with that, man, we're opening the tent up. I can't, we can't continue to put our employees through this. And so we opened the tent up and added fans and got the air moving. And then they got even busier because the airflow started moving the smoke towards the crowd, like they wanted it to. And it drew the crowd over there. And I mean to tell you, brother, we sold like 50,000 hamburgers right there.
50,000 hamburgers. So what, Amazon just thought these tech lords couldn't handle seeing the common man grill burgers?
Well, I think it's one of those things where they want the look and feel of a restaurant, but, we're in a big stadium and it was a picnic. It was a picnic, right?
Yeah.
So they wanted 50,000 hamburgers, something of that nature. And that doesn't just happen by itself. And so we had been grilling for hours already and filling pans and building burgers and wrapping burgers. And it was going really slow. And then I decided, we can't risk our employees over this anymore. So we pulled the flaps up, and, some of the management were freaking out because I made the decision without conferring with anybody. But
Good.
I looked at them. I said, we can't continue to send human beings to the hospital for smoke inhalation and heat because they don't like the look and feel. And somebody finally acknowledged that and said, he's right. So.
Yeah, I would say so.
Somebody dies and Amazon's like, just cook him.
Just cook him.
Just cook him. Hide the body, chef. Look, do it. Just cook the dead body.
Chef, you mentioned foods, when it's hot, make you hotter or whatever. What about what's the go-to to cool you down? Like what food are you going to use? And maybe not like a popsicle or something that's an obvious answer, but like a food, like if it's hot weather outside, get you a little cooler.
We serve a lot of fruit and watermelon and grapes and stuff, and we chill them, right? Like we freeze the grapes so when they come in, so when you're ingesting them, they're cooling. Watermelon by itself is just a really great middle of the summer fruit, and we refrigerate it so that not only is it lots of liquid going into your body, and sugary liquid as well. It's also cool, right? And cooling your body down from the inside, as long as it's done from a certain amount of temperature. Like if you're super hot and you're putting a lot of cold stuff into your body, it's going to hurt. Like it's best not to put a whole lot of cold stuff into your body, but little bits at a time. It definitely will do that. I tell you, man, I feel like I'm rendering right now just standing outside talking to you guys.
There we go. There's a little culinary term. Jake. I mean, Jake, tell me it wasn't an all-time feeling when Coach Nader used to bust out that watermelon after practice.
Yes.
Oh,
yeah.
Fellas, we got some watermelon down in the Chattahoochee room.
Oh, man, dude.
Yeah.
And then
we serve a lot of pickles, too. We I buy them whole and then slice them up in halves and spears and serve those cold as well. And, pickles have lots of potassium and sodium in it, so that helps replace stuff and retain stuff,
Oh, don't worry, Chef. When I used to work the games home and away on the little, the little setup that they would always have, the peanut butter and jellies, the gold.
Yeah.
Those pickles were getting snatched by me every time I walked by.
Yeah.
I was the one. I know they're for hydration in the players, but look, media's got to stay hydrated too, Chef.
Yeah, you can't
right. That's right. Yeah, Chef too.
Hashtag Munchies. What is a good pork tenderloin recipe?
I like a poivre sauce. I made one yesterday, and I was kind of thinking about what it would go over, and we put it over a pork loin or pork tenderloin, and so some people use green peppercorns out of a can, and they're briny and salty and spicy, but I use dry black peppercorns, and I like to toast them in the pan first, and you wait until they start to smolder and smoke a little bit. It almost smells like floral. It's a really interesting smell. But once you get in, they'll start popping and moving around on it too. Like you'll know when it's right because you get the florals. If it's burning and smelling like burn, it's too far. And then I'll take those and grind them up in a pepper grinder and use a demi-glace with the sauce. You put the peppercorns back in the pan and start to saute them with a little butter, and then put the demi-glace on top, and then finish with a little cream. Of course, that's a very traditional French preparation, so it's not super healthy.
Give me that, Chef. I'm at the finish line.
Chef, I'm having to fan him right now. He's hot and bothered. I'm having to fan him right now.
Push me right to the edge.
You finish it with just a pinch of lemon juice to kind of open that cream up a little bit, just because the cream tends to be a little heavy. And you can take that sauce in different directions too, like crumble some blue cheese, really good blue cheese crumbles into it, make it into like a black pepper blue cheese sauce. And what's up now?
So
you put that over a burger, you put it over a steak, like put it over a pork tenderloin. I don't know that it's specific to pork tenderloin, but I definitely was making one for pork tenderloin yesterday, and it turned out exceptional.
Oof.
Go ahead.
Oh, yeah. Hashtag Munchies, best oil to use for frying catfish.
I was going to do it too.
Yeah, we use all canola here. It has an extremely high smoke point and is super tolerant of abuse. We use our oil and filter our oil, and so it's geared towards just that. So I use all canola oil.
How often should you clean that out, Chef? Like if you have a fryer, we've talked about before. I have one at my house.
Yeah, hypothetically, if you had a fryer.
How often should you clean that out?
So we filter every day, no matter what. We get the solids out because it's the solids that are going to go bad faster. Yeah. So you want to get that stuff out and filter that stuff out, and then you can reuse the oil. I mean, oil will last a couple of months.
Yeah.
And it'll tell you on the date too. But if you keep those solids in there, man, it's going to speed that up, and it'll start smelling bad. And rancid oil smells like a dead body, brother. You don't want that in your house. That's for sure.
Right. Do you use like a cheesecloth or something? Like, how do you filter it?
So we have a company that comes in, but you can buy these little kind of silk satin nets that it looks like a U shape, and you pour the oil through that into another pot, and you kind of roll it back and forth so that the solids release the oil, and the oil drains through the net, and then the oil passes through, so you can get the solids out and retain the oil.
Hashtag Munchies. You ever plug a watermelon? Is that where you put like a liquor bottle in it or something? Am I crazy?
I hope so.
Yeah, because when you ask that,
I know. Okay, everybody. No. There's no. I mean, if you could plug a watermelon, I'd have other follow-up questions, because You did some sort of training to get to that point. Like, you're not, you know what I'm saying? No, I think this is where, if I'm not incorrect, you like cut a hole, and I think maybe you like jam a handle of liquor in there, right?
So you have to drain. You have to put the hole downwards and let the water drain out, and then put the hole upwards and put the liquor back in.
Okay. After the beginning of this, there's no way this answer wasn't going to sound insane.
There's no way. Hashtag Munchies. Chef, what are your thoughts on an air fryer? And if so, what are some good things to use in an air fryer?
Gosh, I know lots of people that love their air fryers, and they have a worth. You know what I mean? In order to prevent heavy saturation of oils during a deep fry, you can mimic that crispness on the outside with an oil fryer, especially at home. I don't use an air fryer at my own house because frankly, I don't cook at my house too terribly often because I cook here so much. But we don't have air fryers here either because I have ovens that do that for me. Like I have a combination oven that mimics that same thing, and they have their worth. And if you are trying to eliminate saturated fats, that deep saturation of fat out of your diet, they're fantastic for that, and they do provide a really nice, crunchy, deep fried kind of look and feel. So they do provide that. Me myself, I don't use one because I have, I have ovens that do more than just that.
Hashtag Munchies with the legend, Chef Michael Johnson. Chef, stop rendering. Get your butt inside. Thank you so much. You're the man. Every Thursday, we love you. Have a great day.
Take care, guys.
Shout out, Chef. Always getting us so freaking hungry here right before the show ends. All right, when we get back, more off the bench.
OTB, OT.
Go to centralplumbing.org, 925-8552. Centralplumbing.org, 925-8552 is the number. Don't think twice, y'all. Any plumbing problems, call them. 24/7 emergency service. So if you got like family coming to town, you're about to go on vacation, like whatever, they're there for you when you need them. They got the flat rate pricing, licensed, bond insured, the warranty coverage. So in terms of repairs, guys, it's so easy. Like I'm a repeat customer for a reason. I love it. But Jake, it's not just repairs now, is it, over there at Central Plumbing?
It is not. Go to their website, centralplumbing.org. Right there on the homepage, click on bathroom remodel. They can come into your home and they can do whatever you want. Whatever you need done, they can certainly handle it. But don't forget, if you own a business and you're looking to remodel that restroom, they can certainly come in, do that. Doesn't matter how big your business is. As you'll see on the homepage, they can handle it. They've got the fleet ready to go. So check it out online, centralplumbing.org, 225-925-8552.
Our listeners fire off their opinions on the jimsfirearms.net hotline at 499-1045. Keep listening for your next chance to shoot us your thoughts with the jimsfirearms.net hotline on 1045 ESPN Baton Rouge.
The world's leaders in obesity research, obesity medicine, and obesity science are right here.
We're doing something that no one's ever done or trying to answer a question that no one's ever asked before.
Pennington is a real jewel when it comes to research.
We are finding the solutions to the world's worst chronic disease, which is obesity. Louisiana needs Pennington Biomedical.
Hi, I'm Brandon Landry, founder and CEO of Walker.
Hi, my name is Dr. Craig Green.
This is Ryan Terrio with HUDCORoofing.com.
Hey, it's Matt Moscona. No matter how big your commercial roofing job, HUDCO can help.
My patients come to me because they trust that I can get the job done at a high level. Ryan Terrio and Richard Tilley have the same level of trust when it comes to roofing.
If you have a roofing issue, call HUDCO Roofing.
Give us a call, 364-1007, and we'll come to your house and give you a free inspection.
Here at Corval Toyota in Opelousas, we have in stock 2023 Toyota Tundras, and you can get $1,000 special edition bonus cash. $1,000 bonus cash. So come on down to Happy Town. That's Corval Toyota in Opelousas, Happy Town, USA.
When is a taco more than just a taco? When it's Government Taco. Voted best tacos 3 years in a row by 225 Magazine, Government Taco puts the most delicious spin on tacos the capital area has ever seen. With creative combinations like the Magna Carrot, the Filibuster, or the Steak of the Union. Plus perfect tortilla chips paired with the best salsa and queso you've ever had. And happy hour every day from 3 to 6 p.m. and all day on Thursday. Government Taco, 5621 Government Street.
Hey there, little buddy. What's the matter?
What's the matter? My windows, siding, and my door. That's what's the matter.
Relief Windows can fix all of that. I got you. Pop, pop. What's up?
Oh my gosh, look!
Curb appeal. That's a good-looking neighborhood. ReliefWindows.com.
Dylan Cruz here to tell you about Six Rings Baseball and Softball Camp. If you live on the North Shore and play ball, go to Six Rings Camps with former LSU assistant coach Dan Canaveri. His knowledge is second to none, and your child will improve and have fun doing it. Camps are held at Coquille Park and Six Rings Academy in Covington with 4 sessions over the summer. Full day and morning only sessions are available from ages 7 to 13. Go to sixringsbaseball.com or call 985-206-9096. Learn the game to love the game.
There it is, the extra mile, on the border of expected and extraordinary for those willing to go further, like Vans.
It's Matt Moscona inviting you to join us for Thursday's AFR, presented by the Aesthetic Medicine and Anti-Aging Clinics of Louisiana. We'll preview the biggest topics as we look ahead to next week's SEC Football Media Days. Join us for Thursday's AFR, 3 to 6, 104.5 ESPN Baton Rouge.
I've got some big news. The bank finally came through.
Hudco Roofing brings you live coverage of the 2023 SEC Football Media Days, July 17th through Thursday, July 20th. You can find highlights from the week on our YouTube channel. Our coverage is also brought to you locally by Rev Business and heard exclusively on 104.5 ESPN Baton Rouge.
OTB, OT, with Hester and T-Bob on 104.5 ESPN Baton Rouge and 94.7 ESPN Alexandria.
This is kind of interesting. Murder Draft says I love to soft boil eggs in the air fryer.
Sure.
I'd be into that. I love soft boiled eggs. But I find them kind of hard. But an air fryer, the consistency would be like so easy.
We have an egg poacher, like has 4 in there. We're big egg poaching.
Love a poached egg.
Yeah.
I got one of those too with the little like.
Yeah.
Thing. I don't know how to really poach an egg. That's kind of tough. But a cheat.
Yeah. Why would I do that when I have a cheat system?
Yeah. It turns out plugging watermelon is just sticking a liquor bottle in there. It's not sticking it up your own anus, which obviously, maybe with some smaller watermelon, but I cannot fathom humanly possible with a normal sized watermelon. So what do we got? We got a little Baton Rouge hockey logo.
How do you transition from that? I don't know.
Transition from what? A little
Your
summer
watermelon talk.
Yeah, a little watermelon talk, a little summer talk.
And now I see watermelons on your shirt
right.
and how intrigued you were with the plugging of said watermelon.
I'm going to give you 2 different roads we can go down. We can look at all the fruit of my shirt and rank them in terms of anal pluggability, or we can break down the Baton Rouge hockey logo.
Well, I mean, there's an obvious choice on your shirt, so let's go Baton Rouge hockey.
There's bananas on my shirt, for reference. And oranges, tomatoes, don't do that. Oh, strawberries.
Not going to pop with a banana in a tailpipe?
What is that? What is that from?
Beverly Hills Cop.
Comedy that I loved when I grew up that doesn't hold up. What's Kung Fu something? What is it?
Panda?
He fights a cow.
Beverly Hills Ninja?
No. It's a guy fights a cow in it, and he's like making fun of Asian dubbing. It's almost like an old martial arts. It is so incredibly stupid. I thought it was so funny. No, that's good. No, that one's good. That one's actually pretty good.
Balls of Fury.
Balls of Fury is good. That's a good movie. No, I can't remember now. Dang it, whatever.
Enter the Fist? Kung Pao?
Kung Pao, yes. Kung Pao. Very stupid. I thought it was the height of comedy when I was younger. And then I rewatched the video. In fact, do I have that tweet? I watched the whole thing. It's definitely worth playing on the show. Let's see if I can find it. Dang it, I don't think I can. I'll find it during the break.
Yeah, good call.
Or whatever. Baton Rouge is a hockey team now. They went with Zydeco. I don't love it. Thought Kingfish still. I think you should have done it. Whatever. And here's the logo. And I heard logo's getting kind of ripped on. I don't know that I hate it. I don't like the fleur-de-lis and the O. Me and Jake agree on that. Yeah. I kind of like the bridge. I know it's just like a crappy normal bridge, but at the same time, it is our bridge. And they're going to be playing right next door to the bridge. Like, there's something simple here that I enjoy. I don't know that I love the colors. Come to find out, though, I just learned, Jake just educated me, we have city flags. Cities have flags.
They do.
How about that?
They do.
Baton Rouge has a flag. Out of the four of us three didn't know, right?
I had no idea.
Did you know, Mario?
I've seen cities with flags before, yeah.
Okay.
Like NOLA has the flag with a fleur-de-lis on it.
Yeah, that's a Pelican City uniform.
Yeah, but one of y'all said it's a Mardi Gras flag with a fleur-de-lis, but that's not what it is.
No.
One of y'all behind the desk said
No, it's not Mardi Gras colors, but...
Yeah, it's not Mardi Gras colors. It's red, white, blue.
I did.
With
I had
the
that wrong.
yellow fleur-de-lis.
Okay, yeah. That's the city, edition uniform.
Yes.
Shreveport has, gosh, they have some type of a bird on top of like 3 magnolias. I'm trying to think what.
Is that the battle wing? Is that where the battle wing comes from?
I want to say Dallas
Quincy Carter?
has something. I remember going to LSU games and seeing the Dallas flag.
It's a star. That's kind of like I made that up, but it probably is.
Hey, it probably is. You're probably right.
There was definitely a star involved.
There you
go. You know what? We're actually going to leave time for Ask the Bench for once in our lives. How about that? We're going to go to break early here. What are you looking up, Jake?
The flag of Shreveport. Just make sure I had that right.
That's a pretty good-looking flag. The flag of Baton Rouge has cursive on it. Guys, have you ever seen a flag designed? Why do we have the city written out in the name? Look at Shreveport. Like, you could fly this Shreveport flag. You could fly this thing over a battlefield, and it would look completely in place.
Check out the
flag of Baton
Shreveport.
Rouge. You'd be like, nerds.
Shout out to the Port City.
Port
It's
City's
even
a
better
great
than I
flag.
remembered.
There's an excellent flag. What are all the symbolism means? Whatever.
There's a lot. Yeah.
When we get back, Ask the Bench. Brought to you by Cole Cruz Life Visit here at Tulsa Blue Moonlight Sky Citrus Suite.
OTB, OT.
Go to All-Star Toyota Baton Rouge, allstartoyotabatonrouge.com, allstar Toyota of Baton Rouge.com. One more time, allstar Toyota of Baton Rouge.com. I'm hammering it, so I want to hammer it home to you. That's the website you can go to start your car buying journey. Maybe it's leasing. Maybe it's new. Toyota certified used vehicle where you still get warranty coverage. Maybe you just need a rent for a vacation over the summer. All there for you at the best prices with the best people. All-Star Toyota Baton Rouge, allstartoyotabatonrouge.com.
When you go to the website, remember you can always customize your vehicle right there on the website. You can go in, obviously, to the dealership if you want to go that route, but if you're at home, maybe you're at work, and you want to get that process started, you can do it right there on the homepage of the website. So if you want you on Murdered Out Mini, or if you want to customize that however you want to do it, you can do it on the site. Also, check out leasing and renting. We talk about it every single day. You can find all of that on their website as well. Go to allstartoyotaofbatonrouge.com.
In times of need, get a full list of phone numbers, websites, and other important emergency information on the Demco Stormwatch page at 1045ESPN.com.
Gulf Coast Bank and Trust is giving our customers the power to bank anywhere, anytime during this challenging event. And we're right there with you. Our mobile banking app is a smart way to manage your money and time. Gulf Coast Bank and Trust, the bank that cares about you.
It was a humid day, barefoot children play, looking for that summer shade. Time just slips away. Oh, Louisiana, some kind of hold on me. Like cypress stumps, your roots are planted deep inside of me.
All right, let's say ah.
Where'd my spotlight go?
Super weird, but we can take care of it.
Get in and get better at Patient Plus.
This summer, retirement is a state of mind. Whether it's a mid-morning activity or an early bird special, grab a Coors Light and chill like you're retired.
I've been doing business with Luba for 25 years. They're dependable, trustworthy. It's just the attention to detail with our clients.
Our folks have years and years of experience. They're highly trained professionals. But many companies have that asset. What I'd like to think makes Luba a bit different is that we use those talents in a way that truly is dedicated to serving the needs of the folks who depend on us.
The best kept secret in town is out. Discover Tallulah at the Renaissance Hotel on Bluebonnet.
When is a taco more than just a taco? When it's Government Taco. Voted best tacos 3 years in a row by 225 Magazine, Government Taco puts the most delicious spin on tacos the capital area has ever seen. With creative combinations like the Magna Carrot, the Filibuster, or the Steak of the Union. Plus perfect tortilla chips paired with the best salsa and queso you've ever had. And happy hour every
Jimmy out for the Thursday edition of Live at Lunch, live from Jolie Pearl Oyster Bar. Dwayne Colucci, Tim Murray from Beeson, Matt Humans, Paul Stone. A lot of guests for you. Thursday edition of Live at Lunch from Jolie Pearl at 104.5 ESPN Baton Rouge.
There once was a musical troupe, a pickin' singing folk group. They sang the mountain
OTB, OT, with Hester and T-Bob on 104.5 ESPN Baton Rouge and 94.7 ESPN Alexandria.
But political incompatibility led to their downfall. Well, the one on the right was on the left, and the one in the middle was on the right, and the one on the left was in the middle, and the guy in the rear was a Methodist.
Get it, Johnny. It's so funny. The song popped up yesterday, and I was listening to it, and I hadn't heard it in years since high school, and I was like, damn, man, we always think that our problems are new. You know, this partisan, political world that we live in used to be so good back in the day, and then the song from Johnny Cash about this, you know, this fake folk band that just can't agree politically, and they end up just ruining him. Like, it's like, no.
Dude, he was such a good storyteller in his songs.
Yes, he was.
I mean, A Boy Named Sue still.
Folsom Prison Blues is another one.
That's why I like that Marty Robbins Big Iron song. Like, my dad loved Marty Robbins, and we used to listen to him growing up all the time. But like, it just tells a story. Like, you can keep up with the story, you can imagine the story, you can follow it. You know, it's not about rhyming. It's not about, in which, I mean, obviously music's about that, and there's great songs, but you just don't get that as much, the storytelling of a song, and, you know, you don't come back and really have a chorus, really, necessarily.
Man, when Seattle lost to Supersonics, I'll never forget, someone made a video of, like, their history with Johnny Cash's Hurt in the background, and I cried a lot as a 12-year-old. It was very sad.
Yeah. Hurt's an all-timer. Edward O. Nuts Driver says Chris Olave to record at least 6 receiving touchdowns plus 100 right now. I think that's actually a pretty good value play there, dude. I would take that. I think Olave finds the end zone 6 times.
Agreed. Good value.
Ask the bench. Brought to you by Cold Course Life is Zero Touch of Blue Moonlight Sky Citrus Sweet. Favorite summertime fruit to eat?
Cantaloupe.
Wow.
Fruit, mangoes.
Watermelon.
I like to eat pineapple in the summer too.
I should eat more casual pineapple. I don't find myself doing it often enough. I'm sure you taste great. Hashtag Ask the Bench. Will Moscona and Coach O ever bury the hatchet?
I don't think that's coming anytime soon. No.
I think Coach probably has it on site with a couple of guys around town for sure.
Yeah. We are not either one of them.
Nope. We Gucci.
Yeah.
Hashtag Ask the Bench. Best uniform of the LSU sports teams.
I love on site.
Yeah, I know, but it really is.
You know what it means,
mean,
like,
it really
on
is.
site. You know exactly what it means.
Drop the gloves. Speaking of hockey, no questions asked.
Yeah, it doesn't matter who's around us. It's
and that's the dude who do it too.
Yes. Best uniforms on campus, the LSU retro basketball uniforms they wore last year.
I'll
Those
go a
are
little
really
bit
good.
different. I like LSU baseball Sunday, purple hat, gold jersey, white pants. That's my favorite uniform.
Wow.
I like the gold baseball jerseys too.
I don't think I have a take, guys. I know I'm supposed to. I just don't think I actually have a take.
I know. I'm not a uniform guy. Just pick one.
The LSU purple baseball uniforms.
Okay, there you go.
Congrats. Hashtag. But wait, just start playing the cow fight video in the background. We don't need sound with it or anything. And they don't even show us. Just have it full screen. It'll be a little hidden Easter egg for those on YouTube. This is Kung Pao, Enter the Fist. It's so bad. Gotta want to watch it now, though. Ask the bench. If BK has double-digit win season for 10 years, makes the playoffs often, but never makes a championship game, would you rank him above Coach O for LSU coaches?
Nope.
Yeah, I think you can lead to a very stable era, but here at LSU, you're judged by natties.
Exactly.
Yeah.
I mean, look, Les won one, and it was never good enough for a lot of people.
Yeah, sure.
You know what I mean?
And he got to another.
He got to another, yeah, and it was never good enough for, I would say, a larger portion of the fan base than, kind of stood up for him.
Hey, do you want to remind you, go to the DraftKings Sportsbook app. Speaking of value plays, DraftKings Sportsbook app's got all the plays. So you remember baseball season rolling right along. You bet $5 on the DraftKings Sportsbook app, you get $150 in bonus bets instantly. Okay, if you're a new customer and use the promo code Baton Rouge, you bet $5, you get $150 in bonus bets instantly. Who you betting wins a fight, the cow or the human?
I don't know why.
It's like the cow's winning right now.
Give me the cow.
And all customers can always get stepped-up payout to the same game parlay.
Not great value. That's some Paul Skeens value right there. But still give me the cow.
No, not the others. 21 or older, must be physically present in Louisiana. Select parishes only. Bonus bets expire 7 days after issuance. Eligibility, deposit restrictions apply. Terms of sportsbook.draftkings.com/basketball terms. Licensing partner Golden Lake Charles. Gambling problem, call 100-GAMBLER 100-426-2537. He straight up pile drives him.
Bob, you watched this?
Yes, in theaters.
What?
Wild. Yes, dude.
You spent money?
Yes. Look at her. Hello. He's just about to start punching the others. Get off of us. Go back to your
OTB, OT.
The Windsor Senior Living Community in Mandeville, Louisiana is a beautiful, vibrant apartment community geared toward seniors. They are nestled right in the heart of Mandeville, where seniors live a more carefree lifestyle in spacious apartments with the peace of mind that comes from having a little extra help. Call the Windsor at 985-624-8040 to schedule a lunch and tour. Come see how the Windsor can be your passport to peace of mind.
Gulf Coast Office Products is a nationally recognized savvy